Stadium, November the 20th, 2009. It's Friday Night Football. And Mike, we've got the big one tonight.
Tonight, the Phoebus Phantoms here at Darling Stadium play host to the 9-2 Great Bridge Wildcats. And tonight is the Eastern Region semifinals between Hampton and Great Bridge. Over on the other side of the water, the Hampton Crappers will be playing in the other semifinal game, and they will be playing Lake Taylor. So here we are at Darling Stadium on one of the, I guess, the coolest nights we've had so far this year. Of course, this is the one night that I didn't come with a jacket, but I'm in good shape. You know, it's a little chilly. It's clear. We had a helicopter going to fly across there a little while ago, and from Channel 10, that's their, I guess, their Friday night flights. That's correct. Deal that they have is some of the local TV stations are here live, and they'll be showing some of the stuff on TV. I believe we have a special guest on the sideline now, so let's send it down on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Peter Gale of the Great Bridge Wildcats, I believe it is. Yes. Got a 9-2 season here, Coach. And I have to tell you, I have to talk to you on the phone. I've talked to a few friends, and you had a heck of a game last week against Churchland. And I think you won out on a field goal. Is that right?
Yes, sir. We were lucky enough to come out on top in that game. Our kids fought hard the whole way, and they never lost faith in what we were doing.
Well, that brings me to what I want to talk about. I don't know if I can pronounce his last name, but I'm hearing you've got a kicker. He's a junior, I believe. He kicked a 51-yarder. And several in the 40s. Tell us a little bit about this young man and pronounce his last name for us, if you will.
Eric Speziale is a wonderful young man. He shows up hard. He works hard every day. He likes to try to get involved in our tackling drills. At one point he wanted to play linebacker, and no way, it's not going to happen. He shows up every day. He works hard. He has a heck of a leg. He kicks our field goals. He kicks off, punts for us. He does everything.
I understand he kicks into the end zone about 70% of the time, and he has not missed a PAT yet. Is that right? Correct.
About 70% of the time he's kicking to the end zone. The other 30% the ball lands on the one. And he has not missed a field goal this year, extra point.
And just for grins, I understand he's got a younger brother?
Yes, sir. He's got a younger brother who's going to be in 9th grade next year who kicks just like he does, so I'm real happy.
So your future for a kicker for a while looks pretty strong.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to this quarterback. We hear so much about him. 2,300 yards, 600 yards rushing, 29 TDs. Give us a little description. He also is just a junior, by the way, for those people who want to know what they're looking forward to.
Brad Hudson's a wonderful young. I mean, he's just like he typifies our team. All our kids are basically the same. They all work hard every day. They show up, and they've taken on the characteristic of trying to do what they're coached to do and practice. They're not doing their own things. They're really authentically trying to do what they're coached to do, so that on Friday nights they can do what they're coached to do. Brad, he's a great athlete. He has a great mind for the game. He does everything that a quarterback in our offense needs to do, because our offense is centered around our quarterback. There's so many different times when he checks off to other plays, inside of plays. It's very hard to play quarterback in our offense unless you're smart and athletic.
You've got an offense that spreads it out, and he's got to be quick to realize where his openings are. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. In our offense, the ball has to come out of his hand in less than 3 seconds. He should be standing there, ball out of his hands when the watch hits 3 seconds. So he has to make the choices and real quick.
It's a real challenge for every team. Before I get to the last question, I want to thank your athletic director, Mr. Jennings, and your media, Kim Black. She was quite a big help, thanks to your direction in getting us all of our information. So the TV station, we really appreciate it. Now let me get to this last question. You've seen Phoebus before. Phoebus has got its own reputation. Tell me what you think you've got to do to put this team in a winning position tonight.
And to be honest with you, I'm almost asked this question every week, no matter who we're playing. It's never about the other team with us. It's always about who we are and executing what we do, and the outcome will take care of itself. If we go out there, we throw the ball on time, catch the ball, and tackle and block and do the fundamental things that good football teams do, the outcome will take care of itself.
What a great answer. That's pretty much a story of life. If you do everything you can to prepare, then what happens is the best you can do with it. Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come over. Look forward to seeing you again. Just hold on a second. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks, Bob. I sat there and watched a little bit of a Great Bridge when they were doing their pregame warm-ups out there, and watching some of the offensive sets that they were warming up with. And it reminded me a lot of the way the Bethel Bruins ran their offense with 4 wideouts, put 3 on one side, one on the opposite side with a single back beside the quarterback, and then they sent one of the 3 in motion. Bethel did that a lot against Phoebus last week, and we saw that. So that might be a good thing for the Bruins. They may be ready for that.
You mean for
the Phantoms? That's right.
Yes.
They may be ready for that. Well, let's send it down to the sidelines where Bob Hintz has Stan Sexton ready for an interview.
All right, thanks, guys. I got Coach Stan Sexton here with the Phoebus Phantoms. And, Coach, congratulations on getting this far. I'm glad to have you back at Phoebus. I know you're happy as the Dickens to be there. Tell me a little bit about the difference of the game last week and the week before against Bethel. I mean, it's like 2 different Phoebus teams out there.
Well, the first game we got in a situation where, we had home field wrapped up, the district, at least a share of the district title wrapped up, and first seed. And, I think the kids were just flat. They knew, it was one of those situations where even though you want to win every game, it's hard to get them up, and especially in a situation like that. And Bethel at that time was fighting for their lives to get in the playoffs. So, they came out fired up. We came out flat, and thankfully we got enough steam in that game to win in overtime. But then last week we came out and we were ready to play this time. And didn't like the way we finished the game up offensively. I'd like to seen us move the ball a little better in the second half, but we kind of went flat in the second half with the big lead. So hopefully tonight we can put 4 quarters in.
Well, that's always a key for, and you got youngsters, so you're going to have this problem. Now, you got a young man by the name of Hudson over here who can throw the ball. What do you have to do to get him to be not as effective as he's been?
Wow, we're going to have to get pressure on him. Day-Day is going to have to get back there and really pressure him, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. Kind of similar thing we did to Manley last week, make him have to move his feet, not let him get set, not let him have time to go through his progression, make him throw quick, make him throw things he doesn't want to throw, and get hits on him. Again, it's a situation where we got to get back there and hit him, whether we get a sack or hit him just as he's throwing the ball. We just have to make him feel real uncomfortable.
All right, now, I know when they talk about Phoebus, they talk about a running game. And you guys always got a good running game. You always come up with a good running back, and Colby Goodwin is a good example. But you've got some linemen that don't get any ink. Nobody gets to know them because they're offensive linemen. They're not making tackles. They're just blocking, but they're opening up some holes. And I'm going to read the names. We got Justin Williams, Micah Blakely, Raymond Welsh, Jonathan McLean, Sam Snow, and Corey McCoy. Yeah. Talk a little bit about this group.
Well, this group, they've worked hard all year long. There was a lot of question marks coming into the season, being that Micah was really the only starter back. Most of those other guys, have come up off the JV team. Sam Snow was a returner from last year, but he didn't start. He played a lot off the bench. We rotate a lot of linemen. And they just each week have progressively gotten better. Now, I know the first game against Bethel, we only rushed for 59 yards, and they really took that to heart. And then last week they were really bent on making sure that we reestablished a running game. And, this week we worked hard, and we preached that we're going to have to ball control these guys. And, that means we're going to have to control the line of scrimmage again.
All right, if you control the line of scrimmage and you keep the ball and you keep it out of his hands, they can't score if they don't have the ball.
Right. It'd be nice to get some 7-8 minute drives tonight, and keep him off the field. He's dangerous. Their whole team is dangerous. Their skill guys are all dangerous. You saw last week 17 points in the fourth quarter, 2 big catches that scored a touchdown and put them in position to win the ball game with a field goal. So we got to eliminate that, and we just got to come out and we got to make sure we score, at least, get points on the board just about every time we get the ball.
All right, just one last question, and I want you to just right off the top of your head, talk to me about your assistant coaches, because I know it's a big thing with you.
That is. Those guys are the program right now, along with the kids. I'm here. I just try to organize everything, get those guys are the ones that jump out in the forefront. They're the ones that's putting a lot of work in, breaking down position coaches. They put a lot of the grunt work in. They put a lot, sacrifice a lot of time away from their families to be here with these guys. And I can't say enough about those guys. you know, I get the accolades, but if it wasn't for them, there was no way in the world we'd be where we are now.
Well, and I know talking to you earlier, you had told me that when you get in talking about the game and breaking down the film, you say, spare me my feelings, tell me what you think.
You know, that's the one thing I love about, you know, before I left, about the staff. You know, we don't worry about feelings at this point in time. We're talking about trying to win football games, and it doesn't matter whether you like what somebody has to say. You know, we tell everybody, leave your feelings on the doorstep out and before you come in the meeting room. And, you know, there's some times we get in some real heated discussions in there and talking about what we're going to run. And but, you know, we always come out with a solid game plan, and we are all on the same page, and that's what's the most important thing.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's go back up to you and have tonight's sponsors.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue. They've been serving the Peninsula family since 1909. And by our newest sponsor, Coliseum Central. Coliseum Central is located right in the heart of Hampton Roads between Armstead Avenue and I-64. You can take care of all your shopping, dining, and entertainment, medical, and business needs right here. Coliseum Central, gift centered.
Thanks again, guys. I'm here with my old buddy Bob Hintz. Been a miserable week, Bob. Haven't been able to hit a golf club or anything, but I've had a lot of fun doing a little bit of background on this game we've got coming tonight. Here we are back in the playoffs again, second week this year.
And it's nice to be back.
Yeah, and Phoebus coming in undefeated, coming in against a team that's 9-2, Great Bridge. And Great Bridge is a name that's been around in the playoffs for as long as you've had Hampton and everybody else, so it's not a new name. Coach Gale, very interesting interview this week. When you talk about it, we'll talk about his players in a minute. But let's take it to you and see what you get from Coach Sexton this week.
When I was talking to Coach Sexton, and what he needs to do, of course, is control the line of scrimmage so they can dominate the running game, keep the ball out of their hands, long drives, and that way they can win the ball game. They feel like, and they got to put pressure on the quarterback. But this quarterback, with this offense they run, they'll run 4 and 5 wideouts, Brent. And I tell you, you got to be ready. You better put some pressure on him. And as you said earlier today, that you got to put some pressure coming on that right hand if he's a right-handed thrower. So, you know, puts a little pressure on him, make him move to the wrong side.
Yeah, that's if you can't get to him, you at least want to force him to his weakest position if he has one, which is going away from his strong hand. As you said, Phoebus's key is going to be trying to put pressure on him. And I was going through some of the stats as we try to do, and I'm not going to get deep into them, but if you look at the offense and defensive lines, they're almost mirrors of each other. Phoebus's the offensive line is around 240, so is Great Bridge. Phoebus's defense line drops down a little bit, and so does Great Bridge's. So their defenses go for quickness and speed, and they put a little power and strength in the front on offense. The key, as you said, is going to be getting to that quarterback, and that's going to be for both of them. Phoebus shows a little bit more options. They like to run first, but they are capable of passing. And if you don't think about that, they're going to hurt you quick. Go ahead.
No, you brought up a good point that they will pass the ball. They being Phoebus, of course. But you look at what this defense for the Great Bridge does. They put 6 man on the line. They'll run a 6-2. And I don't care if they drop one guy back, they'll bring somebody else. But they'll have 6 down linemen, and they're going to run at you, and they're going to try to block up the holes. And we have not seen a true six-man front this year. This is something new for Phoebus, so I know Coach Navard, who is the defensive guy, he's got his game plan. What am I going to do to stop that defense?
All right, I'm going to do this one last thing. I'm going to sum my end of it up.
You do it.
Throw it back to you. Two great kicking teams. Now, you got a kicking team in Great Bridge. You got a young man, as I said earlier. I think he's hitting 70% of his field goals, and his range is in the 51-yarder, 48-yarder. He's won 2 games, just like Phoebus has won 2 games on the kicking game. So if this is a close game, and it comes down to the feet, it's going to be really interesting to watch. I'll turn it. You sum it up and send it home.
All right. My thing again is who's going to control the line of scrimmage. If these two teams mirror each other on the offensive defensive side, it's going to be a struggle. But I look for Phoebus to score more points. I look for Phoebus because of their running attack, able to control the ball, get the first downs, drive the ball down the field, keep it out of their hand. That's going to make their offense want to come up with big plays, because what they really like to do is dink and dunk their passes and then all of a sudden go for a big long one. But one thing that they don't have is a safety who will stop the run. He's no stopping the run guy for Great Bridge. So if they get into the secondary, it's going to be hard for him to stop anybody. But I got to go with the Phantoms. I think they're going to get it.
Well, I'm not going to go against them. So, guys, we'll send it back up to you. Thank you so much.
All right, back up here. We get ready to start up here, and it looks like the referees have taken care of the coin toss, and we were in the process of watching that, so we don't know who got who won the coin toss, and we'll see. It looks as though the Phoebus Phantoms will go on offense first. Here is the officials for the night. Carter Ficklin is the referee. The umpire is Chris Owens. The lineman is Chip McErline. The line judge is Ted Albert, and the side judge is Steve Spano. The field judge is Warren Hall, and the back judge is Jeff Barber. Yeah, I got a short in the wire up here, and now I just lost it again. Okay, now we go. So the Phoebus Phantoms will start offensively, going across our screen left to right, as they will defend the west end zone. It's like kicking off now for the Great Bridge Wildcats is their kicker, Eric Speziali. And here
ladies and gentlemen, here is the Phoebus offense for tonight. The guards, number 66, Raymond Welsh, and number 70, Micah Bailey. The center, number 55, Justin Williamson. The tackles, number 54, Jonathan McLean, and number 79, Sam Snow. The tight end, number 11, Anthony Haste. The wide receivers, number 9, Andre Griffin, along with number 84, Roman Deloach. The quarterback is number 2, Paul Morant. The fullback, number 25, Chaz Robinson, and the tailback, number 38, Colby Goodwin.
As we talked about earlier, the kick actually went right into the end zone, as they talked about earlier. So the Phoebus Phantoms will start off 1st and 10.
And here's the Great Bridge defense. The end, number 42, Nathaniel Nelko. The tackles, number 44, Jordan Jones, and number 65, Taylor Mendler. The end, 51, Luke Black. The outside linebacker, number 8, Brian Beard. The inside backers, number 34, Darren Clark, along with number 40, Jonathan McMurrin. The outside linebacker, number 10, Arthur Padmore. The cornerbacks, number 6, Alan Todd Moore, and number 12, Dominique Davis, and the free safety, number 21, Mark Meyer.
Is Colby Goodwin up the middle. Pickup of about 5, maybe 6 to the 26-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Phoebus. Starting quarterback Paul Morant had a pretty good year this year, Paul.
Yes, he did. He had a very, very good year. But tonight, I think, Mike, we're going to see run after run after run after run. Phoebus is going to get out there, and they're going to establish a running game. They're going to make Great Bridge stop that. And if it goes anything like they just started the game, it's going to look good for Phoebus tonight.
Offensively, as far as the Phantoms are concerned, across the front line, pretty good size. The defensive line also is pretty good size. They match up pretty well as far as the line's concerned. Here's a pitch to Goodwin around the right end. Gets good. Breaks free out near the 50, and it looks like he's going to be marked out of bounds at about their own 48-yard line. As nice run by Colby Goodwin that time. Big run all the way out to their own 48-yard line.
It's going to be Colby Goodwin, Colby Goodwin, Colby Goodwin. You either stop him or you don't stop him, and they're going to find out early whether they can do that or not.
And Chaz Robinson is the fullback, so you'll see him get the ball often too tonight. There's Bill D on the sideline, now over at Christopher Newport University. There is Chaz Robinson as we speak. This time he's going to gain about 3 as he gets down inside of the Wildcat territory down to about the 49-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Probably could have had a little more yardage on that one, but he got a little loose footing there and slipped, and probably would have had 2 or 3 more yards.
Not very many folks over on the Great Bridge sideline. The Phoebus sideline is a little sparse tonight, too. I don't know. This is playoff time. You would think that this place would be swarming with people tonight.
And it is good weather.
Maybe they'll come in as the game progresses. And here's Goodwin off the left side and stopped for about a yard loss on the play as number 10 on the play, Arthur Padmore, leads the way for the Wildcats, stopping the run for a yard loss.
Inside linebacker number 51, Luke Black, also in there on that play. It was almost like they knew it was coming that way.
3rd down and 8 now for the Phantoms. The ball sitting right at midfield. There's the new athletic director over at Phoebus,
Jerry Gentry.
Jerry's the softball coach too over at Phoebus. Pass is a little bit short as it was intended out there. I believe it was for number 84 on the play, Raymond Deloach. Incomplete. 4th down now as the Phantoms are forced to punt the ball now on 4th down and 8.
4th down and 8 for the Phantoms in midfield.
Back to punt is Paul Morant, number 2, as he sets up back at about his own 30, 35-yard line. That's Mark Mayer, number 21, deep down at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the punt. Then there's the kick, a nice spiral kick all the way down inside the 15 to about the 13. And Mayer calls for a fair catch, so Great Bridge will start their first series of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Nice punt.
Yes, it was, and now we get to see that Great Bridge offense. And folks, you're going to look for some passing here, just as we told you a little bit earlier that Phoebus is going to run. Look for Great Bridge to pass.
And we'll look at their quarterback, Brad Hudson, 2,300-plus yards and 24 touchdowns on the season. Here they go, setting up with 4 wideouts, 2 on either side of the center, 1 setback. And there is a quick slant pass over here to the near side. It's complete out to about the 23-yard line as the ball was completed to number 3, Trey Bray. Pickup of close to 10 on the play.
And here's the Great Bridge offense. The tackle number 52, Joseph Wood. The guard number 59, Colton Kraft. The center number 60, Tony Williams. The other guard number 65, Taylor Mendler. And the tackle 61, Brian Waterfield. The wide receivers, number 2, Anthony Gould. Number 3, Trey Bray. Number 15, Zach Jones. And number 21, Mark Meyer. The fullback is number 12, Dominique Davis. And the quarterback, the one to watch, number 5, Brad Hudson.
Carter Ficklin will call for a measurement now.
Here's the Phoebus defense that'll be facing the Great Bridge offense tonight. The tackles, number 54, Jonathan McLean, and number 58, Tevin McGogan. The ends, number 40, Zach Williams, and number 7, Daquan Romero. The inside linebackers, number 25, Chaz Robinson, and number 33, Justin Lyles. The outside linebacker, number 88, Breon Key. The cornerbacks, number 21, Dontrell Jones, and number 22, Tyree Lee. The free safety, number 38, Colby Goodwin, and the strong safety, number 2, Paul Morant.
Exactly 10 yards on the play, as you saw that. It's 1st down and 10 for Great Bridge at their own 23-yard line. Hand the ball off this time to number 12, Dominique Davis. And he'll pick up about 2 yards on the play near the 25.
Great night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching LSC, local sports channel. And here's that last play. Just a quick little handoff, a slant right off the left-hand side. Good defense by the Phantoms.
Chaz Robinson, number 25, on the stop. It's like a flag on the play already.
First score of the night. This one taking place in a Division 6 game. Somewhat of a surprise. 1 play, 84 yards. The extra point, no good. The Grassfield Grizzlies lead the Oscar Smith Tigers 6-0.
Bit of movement on the front line for Great Bridge. 5-yard penalty back to the 20. It'll be 2nd down and 13 now for the Wildcats. Again, that is to number 3, Trey Bray, as he will pick up about.
Hudson's pass again, but complete to number 3.
Watch this,
about
Mike.
15 yards on the play.
He's got strange arm motion when he throws a ball. He did the same thing this time as he did on the first pass. He kind of goes almost a 3-quarter or sidearm type throw.
Hand off up the middle again to number 12, Dominic Davis. Pick up about 3 on the play to the 40 as they're trying to do a no huddle now to keep Phoebus from making any defensive changes. Hudson again in the backfield. No, their back looked like maybe number 12 moved on the play that time, Dominic Davis, and that's going to cost them 5.
Prior to the snap, it was a false start. The offense.
On the infraction is
Carter Ficklin, our referee here. I believe this is a Peninsula District crew too tonight.
Are you serious?
Yeah, these are all guys
right.
that normally do ours.
Oh, yeah. I recognize a lot of the names anyway.
So a 5-yard penalty puts it back at the 35. 2nd down and about 12 for Great Bridge. Hudson back to pass. Again, that same pass over here. And it's also completed. This time number 15 on the play, Zach Jones. And he gets the ball near a 1st down. Looks like he might be about a yard shy.
Okay, I'm not a coach. We know that. But
Your defensive players
three
up.
passes, 3 completions, and they've all been quick, short passes, and Phoebus's defense is playing about 10, 12 yards off of them.
Well, the Great Bridge is going to continue to do this as long as they're given the opportunity. This time Hudson is brought down for about a 2-yard sack back to the 45. So he went back to pass the ball that time, and the defense held on there.
Yeah, you got it. As long as they allow him, and as soon as you said as long as they allow him, they were in there not allowing him.
But, I mean, you had a legitimate statement there where the line the Phoebus line was playing well off the ball, so easy pass, easy yards.
Exactly.
This time he looked to the right this time, and when he looked to the right, the opening wasn't there because the defense had moved up, and it allowed the defensive line time to get in there and actually stop it. So we got a 4th down and 2 now, and there is a timeout called, I believe, by Phoebus, as they have actually taken the timeout off the scoreboard for Phoebus. So Phoebus calls timeout. We're at 7:10 of the first quarter, no score.
And you are watching LSC, and we are coming to you from Darling Stadium, November the 20th, 2009. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. On the field, we have Bob Hintz, and up here we have Brent Musgrove.
So Great Bridge has their first 4th down attempt here, and let's see if they're going to punt it away or try to go for it. They're lining up with 4 wideouts. Again, Hudson is in the backfield, so they're going to go for it, 4th down here. Trying to draw Phoebus offside, obviously. Snaps, Hudson goes back, has a pass. It's completed again to number 3, and I mean, it's the same play they've done. This time it goes to the right, Trey Bray. A gain of about 4 on the play, and that's enough for a 1st down.
And watch this. He just goes back. He's got a little man open on the side there. Just throws that little sling pass. Gets the 1st down.
That's a good stick right there. Too many of those will affect a receiver. Now you'll notice that the defensive backs are up on the line now, trying to take away that short one. Here's Bray in motion. And that's what I call a little deceptive play right there, as the man in motion cuts across in front of the defensive player. And I don't know whether that's a rule that might be against the law. It might be against the rules in Virginia high school. I know in professional ball you can't do that. You can't cut across to the defense like he did. So handed the ball off this time up the middle, as it goes to number 12, Dominic Davis, and he is close to a 1st down, maybe a little bit short. bring up 3rd down and 1.
Hey, what, Mike? Great Bridge is methodically marching down this field, and they had no qualms at all about going for it on 4th down. I mean, that was a quick decision they made.
Especially on in their end zone, too, into the field.
Yeah.
Again, Dominique Davis this time got him in the backfield, and he breaks free. He's down to the 20, inside the 20, down to about the 18, 19-yard line before he's finally brought down. And a couple of missed tackles there hurts the Phantoms a bit.
Hurt him bad on that play, Mike. Here we'll see the replay. They gets a good penetration, but he gets outside, cuts back through, and he just outruns these guys.
It took the 4th and the 5th guy to finally bring him down about 20 yards up the field. Hudson back to throw, passes the ball outside, and there's his first incompleted pass as it was intended for number 3, Bray. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Hudson 5 for 6, I believe, so far, and they just keep right on going. They're not giving Phoebus much time to set up. They're trying to keep things on their side of the ball and keep things moving in their cadence and not let Phoebus take control of the momentum here.
Well, they've already had the ball for 11 plays in this drive, and let's see what happens here as Hudson again in the shotgun. And it looks as though the offensive left side moved before the defensive player may have went offside.
False start, offense.
2 of the players on the left side of Great Bridge moved, and I guarantee you they were drawn off by the movement of one of the players from Phoebus.
From Phoebus, yeah.
Yep. 5-yard penalty brings the ball back to the Phantoms' 24-yard line. Great Bridge has a 2nd down and 15 now. Bray in motion across in front of Hudson. Hudson again back to pass. Throws the ball down the left sideline, wide open down there. Gosh, that was good defense that time. 2 players from Phoebus went across there along with Colby Goodwin. And who's that, number 22 on the play?
I think so. Tyree Lee and Colby Goodwin got back there real quickly. Of course, Goodwin playing free safety. He's coming over from center field. Comes right across, but that was Tyree Lee that got his hands on the ball to bat it down.
Hey, Hudson's got an unusual delivery when he throws the ball. Watch it. Looks like he's a baseball player the way he throws the football. 3rd down and 15. Now the ball still sits at the Phantoms' 24-yard line. Don't forget, they have a kicker that can boom the ball.
Do they have a kicker?
They got a kicker. So let's see if we can stop him here. Hudson on a keeper up the middle. Gets about 4 on the play down near the 21-yard line as he is brought down this time by the Phantoms number 33. That's Justin Lyles. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 12, and this is going to force Great Bridge into a field goal attempt. Looks like it might be about 37. Let's see where they mark it. 38 yards?
Just about. Well, here you get to see it, ladies and gentlemen. The man that all the buzz was about last week.
Eric Speziali, number 1. Young man can kick the ball quite well, as he did not get a very good spot on the ground that time. And I believe he actually moved a bit early because he was actually swinging his leg to kick it before the ball was put down on the ground. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I also noticed that it looked like Phoebus got some good penetration on there. Maybe it was my eyes or something on the screen, but it just looked like the distance between the penetration of the Phoebus defense and the holder was a whole lot closer than it normally would be.
That could be that the kicker moved a little earlier than he needed to in this case. Here we go, 1st and 10 as the Phantoms hold. Now going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Paul Morant under center. Back to pass is Morant over the middle down. Oh, man, that was just barely overthrown. It was intended for Daquan Romero. Hey, I got that right this time.
Yes, you did. I wasn't going to say a word.
Oh, I was, because I've been teased about that all week.
Kind of a loft pass on that last play there by Paul Morant. Didn't have a lot of zip on it, but he kept it out of the reach of any of the defenders.
Well, Andre Griffin across the middle, right through the linebacker slot, was wide open, and he went for the deeper pass. We'll see if the coaching staff for Phoebus picks that one up, because the linebackers for Great Bridge had moved up and left the middle of the field wide open. Colby Goodwin on a handoff this time. Looks like he picks up just about nothing as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
We had a good shot there from ground level as Great Bridge packed the box, and they were prepared for a good one, and they just stuffed him right there. That was a nice shot by our crew.
Brings up 3rd down and 10. Ball still sits at the 20-yard line. Early here in the first quarter of play, no score, 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. The Eastern Region semifinal number 1, as the number 2 semifinal game between Hampton and Lake Taylor, is taking place as we speak over at Lake Taylor. And we'll let you know what we hear regarding that game as it comes to us. Grant back to pass, drops back, throws the ball right over the middle, almost intercepted, and should have been intercepted that time, as there's 3 Phoebus players right there, and 5 Great Bridge players defensively all in the same spot. So that's.
I didn't understand this throw, Mike. Look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3. Somebody's running some wrong routes out there. You don't have 3 receivers all within 2 yards of each other.
Bryant back now, setting up to punt the ball away, as standing at his own 40-yard line is number 12, Dominic Davis. Actually, that's number 21, Mark Mayer for Great Bridge. Nice kick all the way inside of the Wildcat territory to 38. Mayer takes the ball, goes to his right, and down he goes after a gain of 4, as it looks like they will be, Mayer will be brought down at about the Great Bridge 44-yard line. Give him a gain of about 6 yards on the play.
On the return before being brought down by the Phantoms, number 55.
3:35 to go here in the first quarter. Still no score between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Great Bridge Wildcats.
And you said it right there, Mike. 3:35 left in the first quarter. Phoebus has not scored.
Phoebus has not had a first down yet either.
Phoebus, I don't think, has been into Great Bridge territory.
Only on defense. Hudson, little short pass out there to, again, that is Bray, number 3, as he's down near, out of bounds, I believe, at around the 50-yard line. We'll wait to see where they actually mark it. Gain of maybe 6 on the play.
Watch him throw this. Watch. You see his arm slot there? That's like a 3/4 pitching arm. Very strange, but obviously it's very effective.
Yeah, the ball sits at the 49-yard line. Well, the fact that he's got 4 wideouts every play here, he's got a lot of players to go to, and there's flags all over the place. And I believe Great Bridge's line moved a little early again. Carter Ficklin will tell us.
Prior to the snap, a false start, the offense.
The offense. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd down and 10 now, as the ball's back to the original line of scrimmage. Again, 4 wideouts for Great Bridge. All the way down here near the near side is Mark Mayer, number 21. There's a pass to number 3, obviously. That's the same one that has been getting the majority of the passes, Trey Bray. And he will pick up, looks like about 3 on the play. 3rd and 7 now for Great Bridge. Again, they're going into a no-huddle formation.
We've been talking about Trey Bray. He and Mark Mayer have caught 85 of Hudson's 153 completions this year.
Looks like Great Bridge may have got it back, but the ball was fumbled by, I believe, Mayer. It might have been Dominic Davis, the running back, number 12.
Handed off to number 12, Dominic Davis. A fumble on the play was covered by.
Here you see the replay. The Dominic Davis takes it right to the middle, goes right through 2 Phantom players, one who grabs his jersey, and when Davis loses his footing and is re-hit, the ball pops out, but alertly Great Bridge is able to get the ball, and we have number 61 for Great Bridge on offense down in Waterfield.
So we got a timeout right now while they take care of the injured player on the field. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 2, by the way.
Well, we've got a timeout here, Mike. Like to let people know that obviously we're not coming to you live tonight, so you're watching us on a replay. You're probably watching us either Saturday, November the 21st at 6 p.m. or Sunday, November the 22nd at 4:30. You even could be watching us on Tuesday, November the 24th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. or Thursday, November 26th, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And as they reminded me from the truck, it might not even be the year 2009 anymore. You might be watching us in 2010 because this will be replayed and replayed and replayed and replayed. Replayed by a great crew that we have tonight. And if I can find my sheet here, I don't want to mess up anybody. We have Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fryer on our cameras tonight. The graphics and animation young man is Andy Foley. Our slow motion instant replay, Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator and the production and audio assistant is the same person. That's Renee Camden. And back with us tonight, welcome back, Don Scharouse, our audio engineer who has been out for quite a while. We're glad to have you back. You're doing a great job like you always have. We missed you, and keep doing a good one. And, of course, the man that whispers in our ear all night long. And,
Sweet nothings.
Sweet nothings. The director, the producer, the big man himself, Mr. Scotty Bowers. I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser, Brett Musgrove, and Bob Hintz bringing you tonight's game.
4th down and 2 now for Great Bridge as they are lining up to go for it again. Trying to draw him off. This time to snap. Hudson back. There is a flag again, and he is sacked and gets the ball away. Incomplete passes. It was intended for Great Bridge's number 2 on the play, and that's Anthony Gould. See what the flag is.
That's what they use to show that there's a infraction.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what the flag is. Let's see what the call is. Let's put it that way.
Here he is. Good job of the Phoebus defense to get in there. Unfortunately, they couldn't get him down and left him time to get rid of the ball.
On the play, illegal formation against the offense. That penalty is declined. First down.
So Phoebus stops them again. This time, Phoebus starts off with excellent field position all the way out at the midfield spot. Let's see where they actually mark it. They're going to mark it at the Phoebus 48-yard line. So Phoebus with 2:30 to go now in this first quarter has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
They got to start doing it right here, buddy.
Well, this is the time to do it. You can't do much better than field position to start the drive unless you actually start at the other end of the zone, you know. Morant hands the ball off to Colby Goodwin right up the middle. I'm sorry, that is not Goodwin. That is number 22, Tyree Lee, as he gets the ball all the way down to the 34-yard line.
Number 22, Tyree.
That was a good burst by Tyree Lee to pick up that yardage. Watch this. He slides through a hole and finds a crease right there. A little help of our camera, gets extra speed. Nice spin move there that allows him to pick up 13, 14 more yards.
Tyree Lee is a junior too, folks. He will be back for the Phantoms next year. So here we go. Lee again is the tailback, gets the ball up the middle again off the right side. This time carries a couple of tacklers down to about the 27-yard line. Gain of maybe 6, 7 on the play. We're going to call it 2nd down. Now they're going to move it another yard forward, so it will be 2nd down and 2 as the ball is just shy of the 26-yard line. Nice drive they've got going right now.
2 great runs by Tyree Lee, and of course, obviously, if you're going to get that kind of yardage, you saw the holes on the last replay, the line is doing a great job.
Grant hands the ball off again, this time to Lee. Spins away from one tackle and is brought down by number 8, Brian Beard, as he is down near the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2. No gain.
Great defensive play by Brian Beard. Here's a guy that's 6'5", 210 pounds. Mike, he's only a 10th grader. He's an outside linebacker, and he came in off that play, blocked the outside, and stood his ground and just stood Tyree up right there. 6'5", 200. Man, I tell you what, 10th grader. 10th grader.
So here we go, 3rd down as the ball's handed off this time to Tyree Lee up the middle down near the 20-yard line. Looks like he's going to be marked at about the 21.5, and that's good for the 1st down for Phoebus, so their drive will continue.
Number 24, Xavier Williams.
As you can see, the clock continuing to run and down near 35 seconds to go. Still no score here at Darlin Stadium. Phoebus and Great Bridge.
Good game so far, Mike. Both offenses are moving a little bit, kind of stalling as they get into the red zone.
So here we go. Morant on a keeper around the right side, down near the 10, out of bounds at about the 8. 1st and goal, Phoebus.
Great off at 9. Forcing him out of bounds for the Wildcats, number 12, Dominic Davis.
So the Phoebus Phantoms first and goal at the 9-yard line.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen.
Had her
Morant
camera
just
people
comes right through there at the bottom of the screen, gets some good open area.
Had our camera folks
fooled there for a second.
On that one, didn't they?
Which doesn't happen very often.
First and goal now for Phoebus at the 9-yard line. Morant, again, Tyree Lee up the middle, still fighting his way inside to about the 7. Gain of a couple, and that's about it.
What Tyree Lee is running, was that Tyree Lee?
As we have come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Darling Stadium. No score between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Great Bridge Wildcats, but the Phantoms are threatening here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, your local sports channel, on November the 20th, 2009, as we bring you the Phoebus Phantoms against the Great Bridge team. And tonight's second quarter is going to be sponsored by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is the place for all your hard-to-find hardware needs, including electrical, plumbing, and painting. And by Zooms, with great service and convenient locations throughout the peninsula, they can save you time and money. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining, delicious food. Join them for lunch or dinner at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and at Coliseum Drive on Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Call David Chubb or Terry McNamara, 594-0411. Let's go to Bob.
All right, thanks, guys. I've got Deshaun Alston with me. And, of course, you remember him from last year, winning the state championship here with the Phantoms. How is it up there, West Virginia?
Well, it's a real nice place to play football. It's a real nice football environment. All the fans support the team a lot. It's a real nice place to play.
All right, hold on a second. We'll watch his score. Well, he almost got the score. Anyway, tell me a little bit about what's going on up there. What is it you're majoring in?
I'm majoring in criminology. I want to pursue a career in law, hopefully go to law school if that's possible. But, I mean, I just want to focus on my academics and athletics right now, so hopefully everything work out for me.
You enjoying the football up there? A little different up there than down here?
Oh, yeah, it's different. It's cold up there already, way colder than it is down here. But I'm enjoying the football. I'm not getting as much play time as I hope for, but it's going to come with time, so I'm not really not worried about it.
Well, good luck to you.
I appreciate it.
Looks like the Phantoms going to score, and they did.
And they did.
Great, thank you.
Paul Morant
Bye,
with
guys.
the handoff to Colby Goodwin, and Goodwin goes off tackle and into the end zone. So the Phantoms put the first points on the board here at Darling Stadium. As we watch the replay, Morant just a straight handoff. Goodwin's got two blockers right in front of him, and he just goes almost untouched into the end zone.
Well, let's see. Yep, I'm back on. Good.
Hello there.
I'm on now. Yep, we had a microphone malfunction here. We got it fixed, and now I can talk. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't want to hear that. Anderson now in to kick the extra point now for the Phoebus Phantoms. Ball set. The kick is up, and it's blocked. Great defensive play by Great Bridge on the play. But the Phantoms score first and lead by a score of 6-0. We talked earlier about how we thought the kicking game, or Brent did when he talked to Bob down there, how we thought the kicking game was going to be a key factor. Right now, neither one of them
are doing well.
Yeah.
Well, that was just good penetration by the Wildcats on that one.
It was.
They came from both sides and the middle and got right through there. 6-0, the Phoebus Phantoms over the Great Bridge Wildcats. Semifinal game here at Darling Stadium on November the 20th, 2009.
So Anderson will tee it up now to zone 40 and kick it off to Great Bridge. Number 21 there is Mark Mayer. Along with, I believe it's number 15, Zach Jones, deep for the Wildcats. 6-0.
Let's hope that gets things going for the Phantoms here.
Well, they actually started doing some good zone blocking up here on that line and allowed the running backs a little bit of move. Tyree Lee really got hot there on that drive and did a really good job of penetrating through the offensive line.
Like I said, he was getting some blocks. He was getting some good holes. And he made a couple of great moves. One slide move through a slot, and then that spin move that picked up about 14 yards for him. It was very good.
Eric Henderson kicking off now for Phoebus. And that's number 8 catching the ball, Brian Beard. And down he goes at the 20. Let's see, they're going to mark it at about the 22. As it looks like, what's that, number 40 on the stop? Zach Williams. So, Great Bridge takes over 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Trailing now 6-0 to the Phantoms. As we're early here in the second quarter of play, 11:42 to go. Hudson back again into shotgun as he hands the ball up the middle. Nothing there. Nice tackle on the play by the Phantoms, number 7, Daquan Romero.
That was almost a miscommunication, the handoff there. Poor handoff. He almost lost that ball, giving the defense of Phoebus time to get in there and plug that gap real quick.
Romero did a good job getting that one. 2 wideouts on either side of the ball. And, again, one setback back there, Dominique Davis. Again, Hudson, that's number 21 in motion, Mark Mayer. And there's another flag. And it looks like the Wildcats offensive line is moving before the ball. So now this time it might be against Phoebus. Let's see.
Friend over here saying, "Hey, you gonna tell nobody it's a secret down there."
Going to be against Great Bridge again. A delay of game on the defense.
Okay. How does that happen?
We have a delay of game penalty being assessed against the Phoebus Phantoms.
Prior to the snap, there was a delay of game, delay in making the ball ready for play against the defense.
For the Wildcats.
Delay of making the ball ready to play. I thought that was the ref's job.
Oh, the only thing that could have happened is somebody had to have touched the ball or something. It's not going to be on there. There is another flag. This time it's going against Great Bridge for movement. That's the line. That's the chain group.
Talk to me a little bit.
Prior to the snap, false start.
The only thing that we can do is look back at the in between that last play and see if maybe one of the Phoebus players had touched the ball while it was being set down. And if that's the case, then they probably could have gotten a flag for that for a delay because they touched the ball. But I've never seen a defensive player team called.
I haven't either. But, you know.
A timeout is called, this time by Great Bridge. Each team has 2 remaining with 11:11 to go as the officials now is trying to explain
Section is trying to figure out what did we do?
All right, guys, can you hear me up there?
Yep,
Yes,
got you
gotcha.
now.
Listen, what happened that time was the defense was yelling, hut, 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 which you can't do that when the offense is getting ready to snap the ball. You can't mimic their call.
That's correct.
Why it's a delay of game against the defense.
See, now in baseball, you can say anything you want to. So,
Thank you, Bob. Johnny on the spot down there for us is
change his name?
No, it's Bob on the spot. All right. So a 5-yard penalty for movement again on Great Bridge, and they will be moved back, and now they will have a 2nd down and 10 as the ball's sitting just shy of the 23.
There's a good shot of the crowd on the Phoebus side. Not as big as we've seen some days.
They filled in a little bit more than what they did earlier. I think somebody on their team moved again. This time Hudson is flushed out of the pocket, throws the ball in traffic down there, and I believe it's intercepted.
It is.
And it's intercepted by the Phantoms, number 21 on the play, and that's Jontrell Jones. So the first turnover of the game goes against Western Branch, and Phoebus has outstanding
It's the first mistake by Great Bridge, and it was a super job by the Phoebus secondary. This time they had the receivers covered. You could see Hudson on the replay there looking, couldn't find anybody. And by that time, the penetration of the Phoebus defensive line was getting to him. He just slung that one up there, and when he did, you got two defenders down there, and all of a sudden, Phoebus has the ball.
1st and 10, Phoebus at the, well, let's see, the 43-yard line. Grant back to pass. It's complete out here to the Phantoms. Number 9 on the play, and that's Andre Griffin inside the 40. He will pick up about 4 on the play. Is that number 25 on the stop?
No, it's number 7 that caught the ball, Daquan Romero.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 9.
No, that's okay. Tell you what was nice, when he caught that ball, he had another player coming up behind him, and I thought to myself, hook and ladder. But it wasn't.
Gain of just shy of 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Moran again under center. 2 wide outs, and they're in the I formation. There's a pitch. This time Colby Goodwin on a sweep to the right. Gets by a couple of defenders, and he's down near a 1st down. See where they mark it. He needs to get down to about the 33 to get the 1st down, and he's close.
He is, and he had a nice wall out in front of him here. Watch this. Here's the pitch. Look at that wall to the left. He's got 3 or 4 nice blockers out there. There's a hole right there. He just couldn't quite get through that hole quick enough.
Well, the officials have called the sticks out to take a measurement, as Carter Ficklin now will check and see whether it's a 1st down. I think he's going to be a little bit short. But the length of the football short, it looks like. 2nd down, and we'll call 2nd and 1. As you see the clock up there, 10:08 to go.
It'll be 3rd down.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yard marker still says 2nd, but that's what I was looking at. 3rd down and 1. Like Phoebus is changing the ball here. This might be their passing ball. I mean, you know. I mean, it's not wet out there, so you wouldn't think that they'd have a problem with the ball getting wet. Considering how much rain we had last week.
We have rain last week?
Oh, my goodness. The field is in outstanding shape considering the weather we had with that nor'easter that came through here.
Well, give credit to the crew here. They always do a fantastic job for playoffs. John Johnson just
Morant on
out
the keeper
there.
up the middle. Breaks free inside the 25 down to about the 21. What a push by the offensive line that time for Phoebus, as Morant is all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Watch this. Morant just tucks his head and moves, and that line just forces him forward. And Morant, 6 feet, 200 pounds, just goes right through there.
Where in the first quarter that the Phantoms line seemed to be having a hard time handling Western Great Bridge's line. The offense now seems to be handling it pretty good right now.
What did Western Branch do to you?
It's Great Bridge. As one of Great Bridge's defensive linemen decided to go and visit the backfield of Phoebus that time. So that's another yellow flag going in the air.
Brought your coat tonight.
5-yard penalty will take the ball down.
Tying up your tongue.
Wildcats 17-yard line.
Tying up your tongue as we see more of the crowd out here at Darling Stadium on November the 20th, 2009.
5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 5 now for the Phantoms. Colby Goodwin on the handoff up the middle, breaks free through the middle, and just he almost wanted to go, and they give him the touchdown. He's across the line. What a play. Colby Goodwin put his head down and just forced his way right into the chest of the defensive player.
Folks, both Mike and I, as you see this, are watching this on the screen, and it's a nice play. Goodwin makes a cut there. Watch this. He gets there. It's like he stops and goes, okay, baby, coming right through you. Coming right through you. Get out of my way.
Excellent play. Colby Goodwin in for the score as the Phantoms now stretch that lead to 12-0. Let's see, are they going to go for 2 here?
There you see
They certainly are. And here is the Phantoms now setting up stacked backfield now. There's Goodwin around the right side, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. as the score now with 9:21 to go in the first half. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front of Great Bridge by a score of 14-0. What a change.
Once again, you're watching LSC from Darling Stadium as you watch the two-point conversion again. Colby Goodwin gets it, and again, right through one of the defenders. Folks, once this young man gets going, and it looked again, both Mike and I just saw at the same time, we saw the same thing. This house is ours is exactly correct, and that's what Colby Goodwin just basically told everybody. This is my house, and here it comes. Get out of my door because I'm coming through.
Say, if you're going to stand in front of me, I'm going to act like a ram. It just rammed right through you.
And that, I tell you, for knowing these kids, the line is now pumped up, and there's no way that Colby's not pumped.
I would have hated to have been that defensive player right there.
My Lord. And Colby has just had a great year. I mean, this kid is doing well. 185 rushing attempts coming into this game, 1,369 yards, 21 touchdowns, averaging 137 yards per game.
And he's not the back that runs all the time. They've got 3 or 4 guys that have been running. So he still ended up with 1,300 yards.
Exactly.
Eric Anderson now kicking it off for the Phantoms as he has it teed up now at the 40-yard line. Back deep is number 15, Zach Jones, and Mark Mayer, number 21.
Going on the ground.
And it's picked up by number 15, Zach Jones. Breaks a couple tackles and gets outside the 30. Looks like they're going to mark it near the 32-yard line. So Great Bridge will take over first and 10 and just outside their own 32-yard line. 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go here. Phoebus 14, Great Bridge nothing.
Here's the tail of the tape right here. We're going to have to watch Great Bridge and see how they respond to Phoebus's stepped-up defense and just hyped-up offense ready to go.
Well, the defense have made some adjustments now. They brought those defensive cornerbacks in, and they're covering the runner and getting a hand on him before he has a chance to do anything. And because they're doing that, it is allowing the Phoebus line to get in there and get to the quarterback. Hudson, nothing going there.
Like they just did.
That's right.
And you're talking about a quarterback that's 6'2", 190 pounds. He's tough to bring down, but they hang with him and boom. But I was watching that time kind of split screen and over here, and we were talking about the coverage. They had everybody locked up back here.
Well, the defensive backs have really tightened it up here and is not giving Hudson the time to throw the ball. I mean, look at this.
Yes.
There's Romero, and he jumps over top of the lineman to get to the quarterback and brings him down.
And, folks, you're watching the district's Defensive Player of the Year, Daquan Romero. I tell you what, Mike, we talked about him last year, all the things that he did. The kid is just super.
And watch this. He actually jumps over the lineman to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, watch this. Boom. The kid is unbelievable. Yeah, he can play offense, he can play defense, he can play whatever he wants to.
Loss of about 8 on the play. 3rd down and 18 now for the Wildcats, and they're going in the wrong direction now.
They really are.
And there's
trouble right here. Here is trouble.
Hudson fumbles
Boom.
And in on the play again is Romero, along with the Phantoms number 40 on the play, and that's Zach Williams.
Zach Williams in there quickly. Zach Williams, 6'1", 190. So he's matching up real good to Hudson, and that's power to power right there.
And Hudson is hurting too right now because they're really getting him.
Boom, boom.
He hurt his leg or a knee or something on that play, so he's kind of hobbling off the field. Big time loss that time. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and they have 19 on the board there, but I think it's a lot more now. It's like 4th down and 31 for the Wildcats. Back to punt now in the zone end zone. Goodwin out back here at the zone at midfield to take the punt. There's the kick. It's spiraling towards the near side. And nice punt as it goes out of bounds at the Phantoms' 46-yard line.
Mike, we just saw a resurrection of the Phoebus Phantom defense on that last series right there. The coaches have made the adjustment, as you said. You pointed it out. The defensive backs have pulled up. They are on top of the receivers. You got the 2 free safeties out there. They are covering that middle zone area, and that's allowing the defensive line to penetrate quickly because they know the kid's going to pass.
Looks like about 42 yards on the punt. Here's that replay again where he fumbled the snap.
Whoa. hope he's okay. But he took a hit.
So 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at their own 46-yard line. Their 3rd series in a row now with great field position. Goodwin up the middle, inside the 50, breaks the tackle down inside the 45 to about the 41. My goodness gracious, the Wildcats defense can't hold them.
Legs, 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 legs. Every year it seems like, Mike, you and I talk about the Phantom runners. We saw Alston talking to Bob a little earlier, and I used to comment how Alston just kept driving his legs, driving his legs, driving his legs. Goodwin, the same thing. Kids, you're watching this, the legs have got to go.
Great balance on that play, too, as they actually had him down near the line of scrimmage. Morant back to pass over the middle, was thrown behind the intended receiver. Incomplete, as I believe it was intended for number 21, Dontrell Jones.
He was wide open, too.
So 2nd down and 10 at the 41 of Great Bridge. You know, Great Bridge comes in here 9-2 on the year. They've had a good year. Their quarterback has been phenomenal.
Yeah, when you throw for 2,300
yards and 24 touchdowns. I don't know how many interceptions he had, but you know, when you get 24 touchdown passes during a 10-game season, that's 2.5 touchdowns a game. That's pretty good.
We did that pretty good, didn't we? We're not even mathematicians.
No, absolutely not. Colby Goodwin again slips, cuts back up, and still gets the ball to the 40. Give him about a yard gain on the play before he is wrapped up by a host of Wildcat players. Bring up 3rd down and 9.
There's number 40 who was on that hit earlier, the quarterback. But that was good defense right there by the Wildcats of Great Bridge. They did a good job of getting over there and sliding along the line, and they broke down the Phantom offensive line and were able to stop that play. Good job by
Zach Williams, number 40, in on a lot of plays today.
Yes, he has been.
We've called his name out quite a few times here in the first half.
I talked to him earlier today before the game, and he said he was ready to go. He was hyped up.
So 3rd down and 9 with the ball sitting at the Wildcat 40. Phantoms try to extend this series. There's a pass over the middle, and this time it's completed to Andre Griffin over the middle, still going. Finally brought down inside the 20, down near the 17-yard line. Big gain on the play for the Phantoms and a 1st down.
Nice route by number 9, Andre Griffin, who got into the seam, got open. Watch him cut across here, coming from the bottom. Boom. I thought if he kept on going wide, he'd have picked up some yards.
If he had kept going that way, he may have gone.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 now with the ball sitting at about the 17-yard line. There's Goodwin up the middle, and boom.
Yeah. Boom, and he's still going.
Gets back to about the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Came up through that middle there, got hit, bounced back, kept on going. He got near the 15. Mark it somewhere around
Mark it at the 16. We'll give him a gain of maybe a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd down and about 8. We'll call it 2nd and 8. How about that? All right. For 88 for the Phantoms. 84 for the Phantoms out wide right, Raymond Deloach. Back to pass with Morant. Nice fake, a little screen to the near side. That's Romero all the way down to the 5-yard line where the Phantoms will have a 1st and goal.
And who was that again?
Romero.
And isn't he the one who made those defensive plays a little while ago?
Yeah.
And isn't he the one that a couple of years ago was making them on both sides of the ball in the playoffs?
He's making it both sides on the ball again tonight, too. Watch the lead block here.
This is our house.
We'll show that again in a minute. So we'll, as we get ready to go, 1st and goal from the 5. Morant under center, and there's a handoff to Goodwin off the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, gets through down near the 3-yard line to pick up a couple of yards on the play. And I tell you what, Colby Goodwin is really fighting his way through those defensive players.
Is that?
Watch his.
Here's
that play. Watch the block here.
Watch him coming out.
Look out.
Boom.
That was enough to get him another 4 or 5 yards. Second goal.
Clicking on all cylinders right now.
Second
folks.
down and goal now at the 3-yard line. Already out in front 14-0 with 3:30 to go.
Please don't show that picture. Mike's getting hungry up here.
We already had dinner. Brant hands the ball off to Goodwin off the right side, and he is in for the score. As the Phantoms now extend that lead to 20-0 as Goodwin goes 3 yards off the right tackle.
I'd say the Phantoms are in gear.
They're rolling now.
They are.
Once they got past that first quarter, it's all she wrote now.
Watch how he just he almost walked again. He hits another guy when he gets in there. But he just kind of walked in. He
tucked his head down and just went on through.
Yeah, he did. Phantoms are just really pumped right now, folks.
What are you seeing down there, Bob?
Man, you guys won't believe this. Number 21 threw a block on the play just before that when they run the play over here to the left-hand side to spring him down to the 5-yard line. But they are just hitting and hitting and hitting.
But we showed that replay a little while ago about that block. That was something. And Anderson kicks the ball through the uprights, and now the Phantoms out in front with 3:17 to go here before half, 21-0. And
if you look at this team, they are so fired up on the sideline, and the guys coming off the Zach Williams and Daquan Romero are playing defense like they're obsessed. I mean, they are just unbelievably hitting people and tackling, and the whole sideline is fired up. It's unbelievable.
It almost looked like with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, somebody flipped a switch.
Well, and part of that, and Bob, you might have noticed this, I don't know, but when Tyree Lee went in there and started running, he had about 3 or 4 runs, and he was all fired up. The line got fired up, and it was right after that they had the interception, and boom, they just took off. And you're exactly right, Bob.
Well,
we can see up here how fired up they are.
When you don't punt the ball and you give the ball in almost at midfield to the other team, you're kind of saying, well, our defense can beat you. Well, Great Bridge don't have a defense that can stop this run. And I told you that's what Phoebus is going to do. They're going to put the ball down your throat. They're going to run, and then they're going to throw a couple passes. And
that's exactly what they've done.
You got 21 points.
And it looks from up here, too, that possibly Great Bridge is beginning to get a little tired on defense.
Henderson kicks the ball off. Nice deep kick to the near side down to the 5-yard line. Taken by number 15, Zach Jones, as he gets the ball down near the 20-yard line. So Great Bridge will take over 1st and 10 right at their own 20-yard line.
They've got 3 minutes and 11 seconds here in the second quarter to do something with this football and see if they can find a way to get past this Phoebus defense that is really playing locked down tight.
I haven't heard any scores on the Hampton game yet, have you?
No, but it's a long way from over there. If they tried to tell us, I wouldn't hear things. Buck said they heard Hampton was down 7-0.
1st and 10 now, as Great Bridge will start from their own 20-yard line. There's a snap to Hudson, back to pass over the middle, and almost intercepted as Colby Goodwin. Is that Goodwin? Is it 38 or 88?
88.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 88.
Look at this. Look at the stack. They got stacked left key wideouts.
Breon Key defensively outstanding play. Ball was intended originally for number 21, Mark Mayer. Look at the stacked wideouts to the far side now. Ooh. Oh my goodness, what a play this time. It looked like number 25 on the play, Chaz Robinson.
Along with number 33. I'm not quite sure who that is.
Timeout now is called by Great Bridge as we are now 3rd down and 9. 2:54 to go here before halftime. Bob, what you got down there, buddy?
Hey, that last hit, they have to call timeout because they got to get their head back together. That guy was double teamed. That runner had no chance. When he got to the line of scrimmage, it was like boom, boom. And I'm standing down here and I can feel it.
We have somewhat of a surprise.
Fellas, at halftime, I got a real deal for you. I got former coach Bill D of the Phoebus Phantoms. We'll talk a little bit with him at halftime.
All right. that ought to be a good conversation right there. See how he's doing with Christopher Newport and his feelings about this game tonight, because he's been here many, many, many times before.
And that's 2:21 remaining in the first half.
So we're at 2:54 to go here in the second quarter, 21-0 Phoebus. Third down and long now, 3rd and 9. Like a new quarterback, and that's Bray back here quarterbacking for Great Bridge, and nothing going. Oh, what a hit. As he's brought down at the 20-yard line, and he's going to lose a couple on the play. And he was already almost down, going down, and then he was just flattened.
Yeah, he's lucky that he only lost a few yards, because the way he was holding that ball, he could have lost the ball. Look where he has the ball. It's in his hands out there. All somebody has to do is
he's not down, but I tell you what, he's down now.
You know what? That could have been called a fumble.
Yeah.
That could have been called a fumble.
So 4th down and 10 now after the loss of about 2 on the play. Tyree Lee now and Colby Goodwin deep down near their own 40-yard line awaiting the punt. Tyree Lee at the 45-yard line, and he's brought down at the 44. Let's make it at the 43-yard line for the Phantoms, as they will start again in outstanding field position with 1:59 to go. 1st and 10.
And on that tackle, Mike, it was number 3, Trey Bray, the young man who was in at quarterback, and I'm just hoping that the normal quarterback, Brad Hudson, number 5, you saw him walk off the field after the last series, a little shook up. I hope he's okay.
Well, I was trying to see him on the sideline over there, and I don't see him.
Well, you got about 2 minutes left here before the end of the half. You're going to give him as much time as you can to rest. So I don't expect to see him back until the 3rd quarter.
So it looks like Phoebus is going to have to call timeout now, because I believe there's actually number 84 for the Phantoms coming over here on the sideline. Looked like something was wrong, and he was telling the coaches something. That's Deloach.
There you see Bob. Bob, you're on the screen. Wave to everybody so they can see you down there.
Lake Taylor still leads the Hampton Crabbers now late in the second quarter, 7-0.
So the Crabbers are losing 7-0 late in the second quarter. So they're hanging in over there against one of the best teams in the region. And so, you know, if the Crabbers can win that game over there, we may see them here next week. There's Susan.
Susan Bowers, she's the one on the right there.
If she waves so we can see it, then, you know, everybody will know.
She's got hand warmers on tonight because
there it is. Woodside is also in a struggle right now with late in the second quarter. They lead Bayside 14-13. 1st and 10 Phoebus from the 42-yard line of Great Bridge. 1:59 to go. Each team has one timeout left in the first half.
59 and about 42 yards to go.
2 wideouts to the near side, and Romero is over in the tight end position on the far side. Back to passes. Over the top to Romero. It's complete. Breaks the tackle.
He's going all the
20,
way.
Inside the 5. He dives, and he is touchdown. What an outstanding play at time. A 42-yard strike to Romero for the score, as now the Phantoms extend that lead to 27. Watch the offensive blocks on the play.
Here's the catch. Look at this one.
He breaks that tackle.
And look at the one up there. And then he just flies through the air. He knows he's got to get there, and he does.
Oh, that was an outstanding play. Outstanding play. Eric Henderson now in to kick the extra point for the Phantoms. Kicks up long enough and straight enough. It's good. Phoebus 28, Great Bridge nothing. A minute and 47 seconds. Would they have a minute and 59? So it took them 12 seconds to score.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching typical Phoebus Phantom football. Great defense, great offense. Just grind it, burn you with a pass like this. And it's Daquan Romero again, who's just settled into here's the game, watch me. Look at this kid. he is going to be something when he gets. I just want to know where they're going to end up playing it.
Doesn't he look a little like a familiar?
That's because we saw him last year.
Another Phoebus Phantom wide receiver. That's
Reed.
Now over at Old Dominion. That's right.
Reed Evans. But this is not Reed Evans. This is Daquan Romero. I've been proud of you tonight, buddy.
Hey, I don't think I've messed up on it tonight. I actually had a friend of mine call me and was just all over me because of that and laughing.
Well, I'm sure that some of the people watching thought it's pretty neat. Daquan Romero. What did you call him? Romeo. Daquan Romeo.
So Anderson lines up to kick again. And he squibs it this time and bounces over the upbacks, and it looks like Bray on the reception at about the 26-yard line. He's going to get out to near the 30, where Great Bridge will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Let's see if Hudson comes back in as quarterback again.
And I see him. There he is. He's hobbling.
Yeah, he's not coming on the field, though, is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yep.
Yep, there he is at the top of the screen under the PHS. Now he's under the GPHS. Now he's in the open. Well, I just want to give people reference so they know he's number 5. I guess I could have said that, but.
So Hudson returns to the lineup now. Bray now out to the far side of the field in the slot. Hudson takes a step back to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted at the 50-yard line by the Phoebus Phantoms. And it looks like number 33 on the interception, and that's Justin
Lyles.
And I tell you what, nothing is going right for the Great Bridge Wildcats right now. The Phantoms he threw that into an open receiver, and the receiver ran right into the defense.
He threw that into double coverage, in my opinion, and they're going to burn you there.
Yep, there was 3 minutes to go with in the first quarter. It's been nothing but Phoebus since then.
And Brett over here just said, let's see, there was 1:49 left when they scored before. Now they got 1:37 left. Can they do it again?
1st and 10 from midfield. There's a pitch to the back, and I believe that's Tyree Lee, and it is, and he gets down inside the 44, and that is a gain of about 6 on the play as the clock continues to run. Now, Phoebus only has 1 timeout here. Looks like they're going to go into a no huddle.
Tyree Lee has really done the job tonight in allowing Colby Goodwin to get his breath.
Well, I think he jump-started this team. I really do.
I do, too.
Grant back to pass. Pass to the outside, a little behind the receiver, and I believe the receiver was intended for number 84 on the play, and that's Ramon Deloach. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 4 for the Phantoms as the clock stops now with 1:05 to go on the incomplete pass.
Long 4 for the Phantoms. Again, the ball is inside the Wildcat 45.
You're watching the local sports channel, LSC, coming to you from Darling Stadium on November the 20th, 2009. Semifinal regional game between.
Here we go, 3rd down and 4, and there's a pitch to Tyree Lee as he goes to the far side. Picks up a good block. He's near the 1st down, but I believe he's going to be about a half a yard shy.
Half a yard to a yard.
That'll bring up a 4th down now. Like to try to get this thing going as the clock continues to run, as we're down to 45 seconds now.
And we're watching Bill D there in the center of your screen with the light jacket on, facing us and waving. And as we heard from Bob, he's going to be talking to him at the half.
4th down inches for the Phantom.
Durant up the middle for the 1st down. That should stop the clock. It sure took him a long time to stop it. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play, and that's going to be good for the 1st down. So they have the clock stops while they reset the chains, and I believe the Phantoms have called timeout.
Taken by Phoebus, their final timeout in the 1st half.
So Phoebus is out of timeouts now. They got 28 seconds to go here before halftime, already out in front, 28-0, and threatening to score again.
And not making any bones of it either. They want to score on this, otherwise they wouldn't have worried about that timeout, Mike. They're trying to put themselves in a position where they can score. With 28 seconds, they've got a good 2 or 3 plays they can run, depending on whether they decide to go to the air or to the ground.
The more points that they score right now, the better off they're going to be, because they have a very potent offensive passing attack, and they've done it all year, but the turning point was after the second series when the defensive backs were able to come up and actually put their hands on the receivers as they came off the line. That slowed them down just enough where it disrupted Hudson's movements back there, and it gave the defensive line enough time to actually penetrate through and get to the quarterback.
That really, really, as you said, turned this game.
You'll notice that the
credit the coaches there, though, Mike.
Yeah, well, I said that I believe I made the comment that the coaching staff needs to recognize the fact that their defensive backs were back. This time it's intercepted by Great Bridge down the left sideline, forced out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So the Phantoms turned the ball right back over to Great Bridge.
And unfortunately, that was not a great pass, except for the fact that it went right to the Great Bridge player. There wasn't. I take that back. It was complete, but the only Phoebus player was about 5 yards past that, and there were two defenders there underneath. That ball was underneath.
So Great Bridge has 1st and 10 at midfield as the Phantoms defense now will set up in a deep zone.
20 seconds. He's probably going to get about 2 plays here.
4 wideouts, 2 on either side as a single setback behind him. There's a short pass, not much there. Outstanding defensive coverage on the play this time by the Phantoms. Loss of a couple yards on the play.
I'm just thinking I would deeper on that. What are you doing?
You figure timeout by Great Bridge now, so no timeouts left. And I don't know, maybe they figure that they could break it open, but right now, defensively, the Phantoms are just swarming all over.
The Wildcats at their own 48.
Thought they would go a little deeper than that. I mean, trying to break it open, like you said, that defensive line is just doing so well, and the corners are now up. Linebackers are blocking everything down. Have to try and open up. Yeah, I know they're playing it pretty good. Well, you got to take the shot at it, in my humble opinion.
Well, it's either that or you down the ball and go into halftime,
yeah,
you know?
Don't play around with these little pity passes.
There's 12 seconds to go, second down after a loss of 2, and 2nd and 12. Hudson again in the shotgun. Throws the ball to the near side, is caught, but and he goes out of bounds after a gain of about 4 at the 48-yard line. So they used about 5 seconds on the play and gained 4 yards. Stop the clock going out of bounds, though.
Well, maybe they're figuring they can get close enough for a field goal.
Well, we understand he can kick the ball 50 yards, but in order to get that, he needs to get down near about the 32. So he's got to get another 15 yards before he's got a shot at that. They're going to try for it here. This is going to be a 65-yard attempt, folks.
Okay. You're watching it right here on LSC, ladies and gentlemen. An attempted 60-yard field goal. 65-yard field goal by Speziali. Is that how? Speziali.
Well, they got it down to about the goal line, and Colby Goodwin catches the ball and now is running it out and goes ahead and runs out of bounds at the 24-yard line. But there is a flag down on the play back here in the background. Let's see, was there a roughing the kicker?
I believe there was.
Oh, there is a roughing. There's a personal foul roughing the kicker call against the Phantoms. That's going to give them 15 yards. We might have to look at that again because I never saw that.
They're going to have one more play, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to have to bring that one back.
Well, that's going to give them the 15 yards that we talked about.
Yep.
Then they're going to give them one offensive play with no time on the clock.
On the play, there was a personal foul roughing the kicker against the receiving team. Although time expired in the first half, we'll have one foul-free down as an untimed down. 1st and 10.
We got to see the replay of that last field goal. I mean, that would have been a high school record, I think, 65 yards.
Well, here's one that he's going to try now, 50 yards, and we know he's hit a 51. So he's got a little bit better chance here.
Here is a 50-yarder, and we know he can kick the ball 50 yards. And that's going to be wide, left, and short. So that does end the first half. The Phantoms out front 28-0. Stay tuned for an interview as we will be back in just a short while.
Hi, I got Bill D with me, former coach of the Phantoms. Bill, give me your assessment of the first half.
Well, you know, Phoebus kind of got off a slow start, I thought, but a lot of times that's a feeling out process in these playoff games, and they started dominating the line of scrimmage. They're running the ball. It's typical. It hasn't changed a whole lot with Stan there, and and the staff always does a great job preparing the kids, but they seem to have control of the ball game right now.
Well, I was talking to Stan earlier and said when you walked back in and took Bill's job, it was like nothing changed. But that's that's a lot to do with that group that you had, your assistant coaches. Yeah, we worked together a long time. Of course, Stan was part of that staff for 14 years, so he just kind of stepped in. He had the same philosophy, and and those guys just know how to win. They're just, they know how to work the kids, and the fun. They're just a fundamental group of guys that know fundamentals win the games, and that's what they do. Well, we miss you. I want to tell you that. But tell me a little bit about what's it like at Christian Newport. It's a different ball game up there. I'm sure. It's a new challenge, and I knew it would be. Of course, we would have liked to did better than we did this year, but I'm here looking at kids and see if we can find some players and. Working for Coach Kelcher, Matt is a great guy, and I expect us to be better next year. We better be. But I'm enjoying it, but it's always nice to come back and see the people here. Well, and it's nice to see some of your players. It's Dominic Davenport along with Sean Alston, and of course you stepping back. And Dennis Mathis was here, and it's always good to see some of the old players. There's a lot of they have a lot of tradition, and they're proud of it. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time. And I appreciate it. It's good to see you, and I missed interviewing you this year. Yeah, well, I miss it too, but it's been a good change, and I wish the luck to everybody. Well, it's good to move on, and I'm glad you're enjoying what you're doing. All right, guys, stay tuned for the halftime highlight.
Yeah, welcome back here at Darling Stadium. Halftime score: the Phoebus Phantoms 28, the Great Bridge Wildcats nothing. And I tell you what, this game started off extremely slow as neither offense did a lot. And on the third offensive series for Phoebus, the Phantoms made a change in the backfield and put Tyree Lee out for the next series of plays, and things dramatically changed at that point because what a kickstart that Tyree did for the Phoebus Phantoms. Let's look at some of the replays in the first half.
Watch this as Tyree Lee gets the ball here, and he just rips it up the middle. He's pumped up. He makes a nice spin, gets 14 more yards after he's hit. Now right here it sets up the touchdown. Colby Goodwin gets it, bulls his way in. Phoebus is on the board. Now, Great Bridge, Hudson back to pass, puts it up, intercepted by the Phantoms. They take it down the field. They give it to Goodwin. He runs up the middle and gets into the end zone. And watch as he just runs over the Great Bridge player. On the next series, Phoebus again with the ball. I'm sorry, this is a two-point conversion after that touchdown. And then on the next series, here you have a give to Colby Goodwin once again, and he just slides right across into the end zone.
3 touchdowns for Goodwin.
Finally, the great pass and catch to Daquan Romero, who pushes off of one player, gets a good block, and watch this leap into the end zone as he scores the last touchdown of the half for the Phantoms, putting them up by a score of 28-0. Mike, in the semifinal game of the regionals here at Darling Stadium, November the 20th, 2009.
And I tell you what, we have the only game right now going on in the region that the score is reflective one-sided. All the rest of the games are really close, including the Crabbers. They trail 7-0 at the half to Lake Taylor.
Which is not bad.
No, not bad. I understand they've got like 80 yards in penalties in the first half, so the Crabbers have to get something changed in the I understand negative 19 yards of offense in the first half. And so the Lake Taylor defense is true to form as far as what they've done this year. Let's talk a little bit about this game. This game here, like I was saying, started off extremely slow. The first series of plays that the Phantoms had did nothing. They punted. The Wildcats got the ball, didn't do a lot there. They punted, and then Phoebus got the ball and didn't do a lot there either. And it was almost as if they were trying each other out. And we got down to about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. And after the Wildcats had punted the ball back to the Phantoms, the change was made at that point. Tyree Lee came in and ran as the tailback and just sparked the team. And then after that, and then Colby Goodwin goes back in the game and just takes over. I mean, taking over is one thing. I mean, it took one player to spark the team, and after that, it's been all Phoebus in the first half.
Tyree Lee did a great job of sparking it. It wasn't just that one, as we see Dominique Davenport, one of the ex-players of Phoebus. It wasn't just that one run that Tyree got. It was 3 runs. And he just really was pumped up. You could see he was. And I don't know whether it was a fact of maybe the line wasn't getting the blocks they wanted to get. But Tyree kind of said, okay, if you can't get the holes, I'm going to make them. And he did.
He did a couple of spin moves that we saw in a couple of the replays. And it I don't know if it sparked the offensive line for Phoebus, but it changed. Everything changed because for a quarter and 3 minutes of the first quarter, it was all Phoebus. Every time they touched the ball, they just moved it at will. So as we get ready to start the third quarter of play, Phoebus is out in front, 28-0.
Yeah, and what we're going to have to watch for here now, and you mentioned it a little while ago, and you mentioned earlier in the game, was the fact that the defensive change that the coaches made on the Great Bridge offense made a big, big difference. Now, Great Bridge is in the locker room. They know the change has been made. They have to counter that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That's right. Do we want to show the first half stats real fast before we start the third quarter here? And there they are, and it was pretty reflective of what happened with Great Bridge in the first half. The passing yardage, that all came in the first 2 series when they kept throwing that little short out to Bray, number 3.
Oh, he was, 4 for 5 at that time?
Well, he was 4 for 4 before he had a final, he ended up with an incomplete pass. And then that's when the defensive coaches obviously made the choice to move their defensive backs up, and they were actually making contact. And after that, they didn't do much of nothing.
Well, that's a team with 55 yards passing that average. The quarterback had 2,300 yards for the year.
That's right.
That's 230-some yards per game. Well below that.
Their rushing yardage, obviously, Phoebus took over with Colby Goodwin back there, scoring 3 touchdowns plus the 2-point extra conversion. And total yards is just dominated by Phoebus. Penalties hadn't been too bad, 2 for 20. The 2 turnovers cost Great Bridge big time. So here's the kickoff to open up the third quarter of play. A nice defensive play right there by the Phoebus Phantoms, and I believe that is number 15 on the play.
At his own 7-yard line.
And folks, as we watch this opening of the third quarter, the sponsors for the third quarter are Eric Thompson, Realtor, a Hampton City School alumni and former athlete. You can call Eric at 685-3127 to buy or sell a home or property. And by Zooms. Once again, David Allen and Zooms are sponsoring student athletes in Hampton. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, good food, good prices. Bring the entire family, enjoy one of their delicious meals. At Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
As we get started here, 1st and 10, the ball sits at the Great Bridge, 17-yard line, and they really have spread that offense out now. Hudson back to pass, trying to find an open receiver, and hits and a fumble picked up by the Phantoms. Is that Colby Goodwin? I can't see the number. It might be actually number 33. That might be Justin Lyles on the catch. It is number 33 who picks it up, Justin Lyles for the Phantoms, and it goes all the way in for the score.
See him looking and looking. He finds a receiver.
He never had control of that ball. The Phantoms are going to get a break here because the receiver, the ball was sliding all the way down his body. Number 33, Justin Lyles, picks the ball up and runs the turnover in for the score. And on the very first offensive play for the Wildcats, they fumbled the ball away, and a Phoebus score. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. So they've moved that score now to 35-0, and it was only. Let's see if we can see that again real quick, because they're wanting to know how many yards it was, and I don't remember. It looked to me like it was somewhere around the 25 when he picked it up. Let's look at it real quick.
There we go.
Ball's at the 17 right now. At the 20, 25 is where he fumbled it.
26.
And he picked it up at the 26. So the 26-yard return. And if you saw the replay, you'll see that the ball actually slid down the front of the receiver's body. Yeah. And Phoebus got a break on that one.
Yeah, we've got a camera up here, and the camera crew's very good.
Yes, let's
here
see it
you can
again.
see the receiver with the ball. He never really has control. The ball just kind of.
It's already loose. Well, yeah, I guess he did.
Mike looks like he might have that thing. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Yeah, he was shifting it in his arms. He was trying to move it out of the way.
Slow motion does wonders, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So the Phantoms, Eric Anderson will tee it up again at the 40 and kick it off again.
And how long did that all take?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was 20 seconds.
20 seconds? What do you mean they don't know? It's 11:40. We started with 12.
11:40. It's getting late.
It's 20 seconds and boom,
35
boom, boom.
to nothing. It's getting late. Here's Anderson's kick. Squib kick this time. Oh, look at that bounce.
Nice bounce.
That's Bray. No, that's not Bray. And there is a flag down. It looks like the Phantoms may have been offside on the kick.
I thought they were.
That'll cost the Phantoms 5, and they'll have to kick it over again.
There was encroachment against the kicking team.
And I'll tell you what, they wanted that ball because 31, that was Taylor Callis who picked the ball up, was already past the 35 when the whistles were blowing. So Anderson will back it up 5 yards, re-tee it up, and kick it again.
Chaz Robinson, number 25 on your screen there.
We're going to have a good time picking the player of the games this time.
A lot of them.
Yep. We're going to have Goodwin with 3 touchdowns. The quarterback, Morant's had an outstanding game, done well with
Juan Romero
running the game. And we've mentioned on defense, we've mentioned Zach Williams quite a few times.
Yes.
He's done a good job. So here's the kickoff for the Phantoms. This time everybody was there, and he kicks the ball off deep. And it's number 21 on the return, and that is Mark Mayer, as he is brought down at the 20-yard line. So not a lot there, as the Phoebus Phantoms special teams have risen to the occasion and doing well tonight too. So 1st and 10, as the tackle was made by number 87 on that play as Devon Robinson. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 21-yard line.
For the Wildcats, and it will be Cambridge ball 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Well, let's see if the Phoebus Phantom defense can continue to play shutdown here.
3 wideouts, and that's Bray in motion. Passes to Bray as he cuts back to the near side, gets outside of containment, and all the way down outside his own 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. They mark it all the way at the 43.
Brad Hudson's pass complete to number 3, Trey Bray.
That play was set up by some good blocking that you're going to see down here at the bottom of your screen. See the 2 players there being blocked. They can't get off those receivers, and that allows a seam on the outside for Bray to take it upfield.
And when we get a chance to take a look at that one more time in a minute, and you'll notice that one of the defensive players didn't make a move after the wide receiver, and I don't understand that one. Hudson on the pass. Nice play out there to number 21 on the play, and that's the wide receiver, Mark Mayer, again. It's completed out to near midfield. Watch towards the end here, where it almost looked like one of the defensive players just stopped. Right?
Actually, he had some
here.
holding there. But well, they did. I thought something whistle had blown or something, because it looks like he didn't even touch him. Looks like he went up to him and
he was looked like he was ready to just lay into him, and he pulled off of him. I don't understand why. Pass over the middle is complete. It's good for a first down. Good defense as they stop them right there at about the 44. So the Wildcats now on the move.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments. There's no question. The routes are a little bit different. They're getting underneath. They're getting open. And Hudson is able to find the targets.
The target that time again was number 3, Bray, and he's been the main target tonight. That's probably, yeah, when Hudson went out, Bray was actually quarterbacking him for a couple of plays, but that wasn't too successful either. But right now, Great Bridge is on the move as they have a 1st and 10 at the Phantoms' 44-yard line. Hudson back to pass, being flushed out of pocket, and down he goes.
That's second effort right there on the part of the Phantoms. That was number 58, Tevin McGough. And I can't keep messing up this young man's name. It's M-C-G-O-U-G-A-N. I apologize. But he was down on the ground and got up and tackled him.
McGugan is his name.
I keep having trouble with that name, and I apologize.
Like Romero?
Yes. Yeah, McGugan is my Romeo.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
Big loss on the play of about 8 on the play, so that's going to bring up second down. We'll call it 2nd 17. Screen pass and almost intercepted. Again, it looked like it was intended for Bray and almost picked off by the Phantoms, number 88 on the play, Breon Key. And I tell you what, if Bray had caught the ball, he would have been flat right there. Watch this.
Good rush by the Phantom defense. And
actually, Bray didn't look like he was even looking for the ball because the ball landed right next to him almost.
Yeah, I think that was for the receiver that was cutting across toward the inside.
Which was number 21, Mark Mayer.
That would make more sense.
So 3rd down and 17 now for the Wildcats. Little screen to the left and not much there as he might pick up a yard on the play, and that's it. Play was completed to the Wildcats number 12 on the play, Dominique Davis. Not much there, maybe a gain of yard. 4th down and about 16 now for Great Bridge as they set up to punt the ball away.
After allowing a couple of passes by Hudson to get some good yardage, the Phantom defense makes some adjustments and quickly shuts down Great Bridge on this drive.
Tyree Lee now back along with Colby Goodwin inside their 20-yard line. This is Speezy Alley punting the ball away, and this is Goodwin at his own 23, breaks a tackle up the middle.
Look out.
Look out. If he gets one block, he's gone. Oh, and the kicker made the play. Eric Speezy Alley made the play as Colby Goodwin took the ball at his own 23-yard line and just went right up the middle all the way inside the 18-yard line. Watch this run, guys.
From about the 23-yard line, Goodwin just goes right through a seam. And
well, he had the ball in his wrong hand. I mean, he couldn't stiff arm him because he was carrying the ball in his left hand.
You got to shift the ball on that one. But, hey, I tell you what, he gets a lot of serious yardage there.
1st and 10 now for the Phantoms at the 18-yard line. A threaten again, already out in front, 35-0. Here's Goodwin up the middle, down near the 15-yard line and push back. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to mark it at about 16. Give him about 3 yards on the play.
And what does that tell you? Here the guy runs about a 60-yard kickoff or punt return. And then what do they do on the first play? They give it to him.
Yeah.
They give it to him. He's got to be tiring out.
So it's at the 16. I'm not real sure. We got to find out how many yards Goodwin had in the first half. I think he passed the 100-yard mark, but no, we'll have to find out. Oh, yeah, that was. It's Tyree Lee. Looks like it might be Tyree Lee as he slips a tackle inside the 10 down to about the 9. No, it was Colby Goodwin again. He just keeps those legs running, doesn't he? Watch
and
it.
he gets blocked
hit.
out here. Now watch this. He stays on his feet. Good balance. He picks up 5 more yards after he makes that little slide step there.
So he's just shy of the first down, 3rd down and a yard. As they need to get the ball down to about the 8 to get the first down. This might be one of those plays where Morant just takes the ball and keeps it like he's done before. And that's exactly what he did.
Sneak, and look at this.
And quarterback sneaks it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Phantom. You would think after about the 4th time he's done that the Great Bridge would recognize that, you know.
3rd and 1, Paul Morant. Boom.
And he keeps his balance. He is hit once and misses another missed tackle, and he just walks in with the touchdown.
He makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
He just ran right through 2
So 2 quick scores here under 6 minutes in the 3rd quarter has moved this game to 41-0 as Henderson now to attempt to make it 42-0 as the extra point attempt is up definitely long enough and straight. So with 7:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter play, the Phantoms in a rout right now. It's 42-0 over the Great Bridge Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a nice, cool evening here in Hampton, Virginia at Darling Stadium on Victoria Boulevard. It is November the 20th, 2009, and we're watching the Phoebus Phantoms pretty much, Mike, have their way this evening
right now
as they are just turning it on.
And we talked a lot about earlier about Tyree Lee coming in and just kind of flipping a switch, and it's been all Phoebus since then. Bob, you down on the sidelines? Got Bob down there. Here
that run is again by Paul Morant. He's just such a big kid. When they call that quarterback sneak, picks up at least 1 to 2 yards.
What you got there?
All right, here we go. We have a bunch of scribbles over this side. Oh, you want this side? I see. Goodwin has 16 carries for 86 yards. Tyree has 7 carries for 47 yards. And Morant has 4 carries for 34 yards. You talk about spreading it out.
And Morant is 4 of 10 with 1 interception. How many yards does Morant have throwing? It looks like Here's a short kickoff taken at the 23-yard line. Gets outside and forced out of bounds by Bree, and that should be a flag, guys. As he is out of bounds by about 4 yards, and then he goes down, but nothing's thrown. Fortunately for the Phantoms right there, that could very easily have been a flag. Watch the replay.
Watch Bray. He comes over to the sideline. He's now out of bounds. And whoops.
The guy on the ground is the one who actually pulls him down. Well, there's Bob. We've been sitting up here looking for you.
Get too cold for you out there, Grandpa?
Scotty says he must have found a warm spot to go.
Yeah, I found around warm spot. You guys kept saying it's not wet out there. See, you can see the dew on the ground.
Did you do on the ground? Gain of 6 on the play as the Great Bridge Wildcats have a 2nd down and 4.
What is this?
About 3/4 of the team might have moved just a little bit early. Grab a chair and pull up, Bob. If you get up close enough, we get you on the camera, too.
We had you on the camera earlier, but you wouldn't wave to me.
I wouldn't wave to you.
You don't love me anymore?
Oh, I love you, man.
Okay.
Because you sing to me.
Oh, why did
look at him smile. I got him.
Why did you say that?
Brent's
Brent just hit me. Why would Brent hit me?
Because he hears real singing. He said it's been nice and quiet up here.
It has. That's all she
I'm
wrote.
surprised Brent hasn't told his daughter, who sings in a great band, that there's talent up here that could help her out.
Where?
Well, he's got 2 daughters that sing in great bands.
Looking for somebody. Throws the ball to the near side, incomplete. A little bit thrown behind, and I think we're going to have a rough in the passer as Great Bridge's quarterback got hammered after he threw it.
He got hammered pretty good.
On the play, there was a personal foul, roughing the passer against the defense, 15 yards, automatic first.
Oh, well, so that'll cost the Phantoms 15.
That is too bad. The Great Bridge line did a superb job in keeping the defense at bay, and he had all the time in the world back there to find a receiver. When he finally did, he couldn't quite get it to him, and then as a reward for all of that, he gets nailed in the backfield.
So with 6:49 to go here in the third quarter of play, the Phantoms out in front 42-0, and we'll see what Gray Bridge has got in store here. Is this a new quarterback back there?
Yes.
It's now number 8 is in the backfield. He's being flushed out of the pocket. Fires the ball
nice
outside, and a nice catch out there. It's completed down inside the Phantoms territory to the 49-yard line. A gain of about 4.5. We'll call it a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for Great Bridge. Now quarterback in the Wildcats again is number 8. That's Brian Beard.
You know, something I've been looking at and keeping track of, they're having problems with the snap, and they have been all night long.
Beard is the backup quarterback, by the way. There's a snap that's almost fumbled when he took it. Gets the ball outside to the wide out, and he's going to pick up about 4. He's going to be about a yard shy of a first down.
Hey, fellas, you're talking about maybe that they're having a little trouble with the center. Well, you get hit as many times as that guy's got hit. He's going to center it quicker than he normally does.
The Bayside Marlins have scored.
All right, right now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hudson for Great Bridge is 15 out of 23. Ooh, and he completes another one. Or this is not Hudson,
that's
but this
Beard.
is Beard. Nice catch.
Completed for a first down as the ball now is down to the Phantoms' 42-yard line, 1st and 10. 15 of 23. How many yards does he have? Not really a lot, I don't think, because most of his passes have been pretty short.
Yeah, remember what I was talking about earlier? He dumps and dinks. He didn't throw the ball down the field very far. And I'm
here's
talking
one
about
down the
this
field
quarterback.
wide
I'm
open.
talking about Hudson.
Yeah, this one was down the field wide open, about 20 yards, and it was overthrown.
I hate to say it, but that was blown coverage right there.
Yeah.
And if he'd have thrown it anywhere near him, he'd have been gone.
That was Zach Jones, number 15, the intended receiver, and that was down inside the 25-yard line. And
Well, for 3 quarters, they've done nothing but short passes.
Right.
Little flanker screens, that sort of thing. All of a sudden, they go down the field. Defense got fooled.
Beard on the keeper this time, up the middle. Hit pretty hard, breaks the tackle down and spins inside the 30. And that's going to be a gain of about 12 yards and a first down for the Wildcats. The new quarterback is allowing the Wildcats to move the ball a little bit now.
I think in part you're seeing a little bit of, and I hate to say this, but you got a 42-0 lead. You begin to sit back on your heels a little bit here.
Beard again on the keeper. This time nothing doing. He's going to lose a yard as he is brought down by the Phantoms number 58, Tevin McGugan. Loss of about a yard and a half, 2 yards. We'll call it second down and 12. As the clock continues to run, we're down to 5:40 to go, and it's still only the third quarter. In the shotgun, Beard back to pass. Over the middle, wide open, it's intercepted. Looks like it's number 15, and I do not have number 15 on my roster. Do you?
No.
Nico Porter is number 15. We had him for number 16, so that is now number 15.
We had him down here as number 16 on the
Nico Porter.
This is an interception that is just marvelous. The timing on it was perfect as he came from, I'm going to say, a safety slot to just take that one away.
Okay, now what did you watch a lot of? Baseball. Center fielder,
Yes.
right? Is exactly what he was doing.
That's
he
right.
was playing the center field. He went to watch the quarterback, watch where the ball went, and went and got it.
Mark Mayer on the stop for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at their own 36. Tyree Lee, number 22, breaks a tackle, gets outside, and is dragged down from behind after a gain of about 5 on the play.
Tyree Lee giving the break to Colby Goodwin has
number 22, Tyree Lee.
just picked up some yardage today that has allowed the Phantoms to move down the field to break things open. And there's another young man. Is that number 40? I believe that's number 40, Zach Williams right there, who's played a great game on defense. He's had some big hits tonight.
I tell you, him and Romero,
yes,
both have just been, and I couldn't believe how hard they were hitting down there. And he's not a big kid. I mean, he's tall, but he's not huge.
No.
But, boy, he delivers a hit.
Second down and 4. Second down and 4 now for the Phantoms.
Just saw Goodwin out there taking a rest.
Tyree Lee, as he breaks the pack.
Look at him.
Just breaks his way through for a gain of about 6 yards all the way to the 49-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down.
Well, that's what called not wrapping up when you tackle. I mean, the guy's getting hit, but nobody's wrapping up. And Mike mentioned it before. They just keep their legs moving, their feet moving, and pick up a first down.
And what's this also doing? It's running the clock. I mean,
a non-factor right now. There's no way they're going to score 42 points.
Well, you would think not.
I don't know. Phoebus scored 24 in a period of about 14 minutes. Like, what was it, 20 seconds into the third quarter, and then another 2 minutes later they scored another one?
That's number 65, Taylor Midler.
Gain of maybe 2 on the play to about the 49-yard line of Great Bridge. Second down now at 8 for the Phantoms.
You got some Phantoms down there that have played before. You got Dominic Davenport, you got Alston, you've got Mathis down there. These young men coming back, and really good to see them. And Dominic's put on about 35 pounds.
No way.
I asked him how much he put on. He said 35. Man, I grabbed his shoulders like grabbing that side of that wall.
How would you like to have had Mathis and Alston in the same backfield? I don't know.
Chaz Robinson gets a carry this time. He's going to pick up a couple as he is down near the 47-yard line. So we're going to call it third down and 6 now for the Phantoms. Wholesale changes for Phoebus now as they're getting lots of players into the game.
I was going to say, we haven't heard a lot from Chaz Robinson. He's normally the fullback back there, but tonight they've gone to Lee and Goodwin.
Tracy Williams now comes in as a wideout. He'll line up to the near side.
Fellas, you need to take your hats off to Larry Malloy. He's done a great job with this field. This field is in great condition.
In the shotgun. Back to pass is Morant. Being flushed out of the pocket. If he can run for the first down. And no, he wasn't past the line. He's going to get flagged for being past the line of scrimmage when he throws it. We'll have to look at it again, but the pass is incomplete. He has to be past the 47. Let's see.
Oh, and he was.
Let's see.
He's well past everything.
So the incomplete pass, and we'll wait for Carter Ficklin to tell us about it.
On the play, there was an illegal forward pass, a pass thrown beyond the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty, loss of down, 4th down.
I mean, it sounds like the official kind of says that, I got to take it away from him, you know. He says, he comes down, it's a loss of down, 4th down.
Well, you're trying to say he's not real excited.
I like listening to Carter Ficklin. He's all right.
When I was doing up here in the booth, every year Carter Ficklin would send me a letter with all the changes in the rules. Every year I'd get a letter from him, all the rule changes. It was really, I really appreciate it.
Moran is in now to punt the ball away. Oh, nice kick in the air, a little wobbly, and bounces at the. Oh, it takes a Wildcat bounce and it goes all the way back to the 30-yard line. Only ends up being about a 22-yard punt for Phoebus, and the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Minute 53 to go here in the third quarter. The Phantoms still out in front, 42-0.
All row, along with Mike Hauser and Bob Hintz up here in the booth at Darling Stadium, bringing you a good football game here, and of course, good meaning that Phoebus is winning.
And that just means what? We will be here next Friday night for the Eastern Region Championship game.
That's correct.
There's a handoff to Bray on an end around, and he is hit pretty hard after picking up about 8 yards on the play.
Ryan Parrott hands off to number 3, Trey Bray.
Like number 15 on the stop, and called his number a little while ago, Nico Porter.
Late flag over there.
Also in on the stop was number 15, Nico Porter.
Did that well, Bob.
Here we come. Let's see what it was.
On the play, there was a personal foul, illegal helmet contact against the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, and then a first down.
Well, we said Phoebus had made some changes both on offense and defense. Maybe a little bit of inexperience here is leading to some mistakes. Let's see if we can catch what happens. Well, I'm not so sure that was the defense so much as it was the offense.
Defensive player was standing there and holding his ground, and the offensive player tucked his head down and went into the defense.
So.
First and 10 now as the ball sits at the Phantom 47. Another flag down.
Flag on the play.
And this one might be on the offensive side.
You know, they have been doing that all night. Just, it's like they're not comfortable with the snap or the count or something. I don't know what it is, but at the beginning of the game, they were jumping offside.
And that hurt them a lot. That hurt them a lot in the first quarter, didn't it?
And it's not just one person. No. Most of the time, it's a collapsing of the whole line, of the half the line. Not
right.
The whole line.
Now the quarterback goes underneath center. Snaps the ball, passes. It goes off to the intended receiver, who was number 15 on the play, Zach Jones. Off his fingertips, almost intercepted.
Anthony Cooper, number 44, who saw that ball just kind of balancing in the air there, and he couldn't quite come up with it.
Second down and 15 now for the Wildcats. Back in shotgun again. Watch the snap this time. Consistently has been pretty high. Uh-oh, he fumbled the ball. He couldn't get a hold of the ball, and he actually fumbled it. And it looked like he got possession, and he's going to end up losing about a yard on the play.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that happened, because the marker was at one spot, and they put the spot of the ball a yard ahead of that. So.
He went to pull it back like he wanted to pass it and just lost control of it.
Yeah.
Third down and about 16 now.
That ball's kind of wet.
And there's about 4 players going in motion at the same time, and the ball's still sitting on the ground.
And that's what you were talking about, Paul. It's not just one guy. It's 4 or 5 guys moving at once.
Yeah. Oh, we're trying to figure out why they're having problems, and it's not just right now. They've had these problems the entire game.
Pass is complete to the far side. He breaks and gets through a tackle. Gets to about the 46-yard line where he's brought down. That's going to bring up 4th down and long.
Well, guys, all I can say is I guess, you're coming up against probably one of the top defenses in the state in this division. And you don't play them every day, and when you do play them, they get you kind of crazy there, and you make mistakes. They're forcing Great Bridge to do things they don't normally do.
Now they're going to go for it, 4th down and about 16.
They've not run into this kind of a caliber team defensively this year.
The backwards pass, another pass again, and it's complete. And he's got a first down as he breaks a tackle.
That was a great play, great call.
Oh, he's calling it incomplete. He must have been out of bounds.
Let's see. Here's the replay.
Oh, I think I don't know. One official is saying incomplete.
Oh, he's hard to tell over there.
On the play, the 4th down pass was incomplete. First down for Phoebus.
Wow. Yeah. Let's set something up here, fellas, as we are at the end of the 3rd quarter of play. And at the end of 3, the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front 42-0.
And ladies and gentlemen, going into the 4th quarter, the sponsors of the 4th quarter will be Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue. And by Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you, longtime sponsors of Hampton City Schools and student athletes. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with some of the best burgers in town. Located at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Simply call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And I'd like to take the opportunity also to thank all of our sponsors this year who have helped us out here at LSC, local sports channel in the city of Hampton for the school system. We appreciate your support of high school athletics.
Well, let's set it up, guys. We're 42-0. Obviously, the Phantoms are going to advance to the championship game. Now we have to concentrate on what's going to happen next. What are they going to do? They're going to come in here next Friday night, and they're going to host the regional finals. It's either going to be Hampton or it's going to be Lake Taylor. And
what's the score over there? Is it still 7-0
at the half, and Hampton has been held to a minus 21 yards, I understand, in the first half. Now, you got to think of the fact that Lake Taylor on the season has only given up a total of 83 yards rushing. That's because they stack up the line. So if you got a passing team, you have better luck. You got a team that defensively is extremely strong, and you're going to play against an offensive team that runs the ball well. Which team you think is going to break? It could be a barn burner next week.
Well, see, only one thing wrong with stacking the line, and you get a lot of people up on the line of scrimmage. If you pop one, there's nobody back there to stop
them. Right.
And that's what's happened with Phoebus throughout the year. When people try to stack the defense against them, they'll pop one, and Goodwin will take it to the house.
Second down and 7 now for the Phantoms. That's Goodwin right there, and nothing there. He's going to lose a couple.
But if that's the case, though, I'm thinking back of watching Hampton. Wofford has a great deal of yards, about 1,300 or so, 1,600, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact figure. You got Deion Futch and a couple other guys as good receivers. Evidently, the passing game is not working tonight for them. So if you can do the pass against a team like Lake Taylor, they should be the ones clicking on it tonight.
But, if you're only down 7, you still got a chance at that ball game. So, that's too close to call. I'd love to see Hampton and Phoebus play again back over.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be nice. And maybe we could get enough money to do it live. That one we probably could get it. We'll try.
3 minutes, 20 seconds now remaining in that game.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
what a
my
what
gosh.
A catch.
What a catch. What a catch.
Whoa. That was completed to number 26 on the play, and that's Deshaun Arnold.
I'll tell you what, guys, if we were ESPN, this one's going to be on our highlight film.
Oh, look at that.
Fourth play coming up.
Wow.
Well, at the 20s where he went down, and that's where they spotted it. Laid out for that ball.
Guys, Hampton just scored a touchdown with 3 minutes to go in the game, trail 7-6, awaiting, and they just called a timeout. So it's not over. What do you think Mike Smith's going to do? You think Mike Smith's going to try to go for the win?
I think so.
I think he'll go for one. I think he'll go to tie it up.
Colby Goodwin off the right side, all the way down inside the 10, down near the 6. Another big run by Colby Goodwin on the play. It's going to be first and goal now for the Phantoms.
Good shot of Greg Day, one of the assistant coaches down there. These assistant coaches get fired up just like the kids do. It's amazing. And I remember when Greg Day played football for Coach Kyles over Bethel when I was coaching over there.
Tyree Lee now coming in. Chaz Robinson coming out.
Goodwin
makes got to be getting tired.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, and he's been running everything.
Yards on the night.
Is that right?
Tyree now in the backfield. Let's see if he gets the ball, and there is a flag.
Movement, you can see it. Our cameraman was right on it.
That'll cost the Phantoms 5 yards.
That was great. We had a ground level camera right on the end of the line there, and you can see the player move. Watch, here it is right there. Watch the player on the left-hand side there. Ready, whoops. Just a slight hit of movement.
Gene got that shot.
Gene did?
Yeah.
Gene, where you been? I thought you were asleep.
He's usually watching the crowd.
First and goal still outside the 10-yard line now for the Phantoms. Back to pass is Morant. Lobs the ball over, slips and falls. The intended receiver was number 84 on the play, and they were trying to get the big guy out there. That's Ramon Deloach on the play.
They're real high on him, just a sophomore if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
About 6'4". They're real high on him, but when he tried to plant his feet and go up, That's what I was telling you, fellas. It's wet down there. It's dew on the ground. It's not rain.
Dew.
It's dew.
Dew.
And it's not mountain either.
I thought dew didn't come till the morning. What's it doing out here at nighttime?
Oh, well, they wanted to see the ball game, too.
Extra point by the Crabbers is good. 3:40 remaining in that game. Hampton 7, Lake Taylor 7.
So the Crabbers are now tied 7-7 with 3:40 to go in the game. Morant back to pass, throws the ball to the near side, and I can't see it. It looks like it was intercepted.
It was intercepted.
Intercepted by the Wildcats number 12, Dominique Davis. Good defensive play. He had that one covered really well.
Well, Deloach was behind him. If you watch, he's behind him, and the ball is underthrown.
Go for it and get the 2-point
Now that's a pass that you have to throw toward the back line. You can't throw it any under. When you got a big guy like that, and you know, Davis is a small
Throw it high
corner.
so he can go up and get it.
Yes, Davis is small.
Oscar Smith also has scored right now. It is West.
So 1st and 10 now for the Wildcats at their own 20, and he definitely was moving early forward, and they didn't throw the flag. I mean, he was, 2 yards up the field before the ball was snapped. Beard on the keeper this time up the middle, gets enough for a first down outside the 30. Also, guys, Woodside is leading 22-19 in their
And I just heard Grassfield is up 21-14. This could be a big shocker over Oscar Smith.
You know, if that happens and Woodside wins, they'll end up hosting the regional finals next week. Outstanding. I mean, the Peninsula District teams right now are really doing well.
Yes, they are. But I expect them
Well,
to.
if you want to go to the state championship and win it, you got to go through the Peninsula.
Yes.
And it's been that way in Division 5, and now it looks like it's going to be that way in Division 6, too.
The 2nd 10 now for the Wildcats. The ball sits at the 33. Beard snaps. Back to throw over the middle. Wide open. A little bit overthrown. Intended for number 3, Bray.
There's G.
Pass intended for number 3, Trey Bray.
Okay, now we'll flip it
And there's
over.
Steve
Hey,
Fryer.
what are they doing? Filming each other? There's nothing else to do?
Covering on that play for the Phoebus Phantoms.
It's a
was number
battle of the
30, David
cameras.
Brady.
Oh, we don't want to have
Steve Fryer is down at this end of the field. Now he's going to walk to the other end. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 10. And let's see what the Phantoms defense can do here. Beard again pass. Oh, and he's hit as he throws, but he's able to get it off. It's completed. And the receiver is forced out of bounds near the 45-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down.
He did a great job of avoiding the tackle and actually breaking the tackle to get that first down.
I'm just surprised he got the pass off.
Well, it's kind of an ugly pass, but
It was
right
effective.
there.
Again, it was completed to number 3, Bray. 1st and 10 at their own 45.
Go! Go!
You think they got to call that one? How many false starts have they had tonight? You probably put them on both. You have to use both hands.
Oh my! I'm sorry.
It's funny because number 3, Bray, was wide open running down the field.
That is
He
9.
finally stopped 15 yards. That's 9 penalties.
9 penalties. 6 false starts, 9 total.
Looks like the Phantoms call timeout now. We're 7:51 to go, and the Phantoms are out in front, 42-0.
The Phoebus Phantoms, 7:51 remaining in the game. The Phantoms 42.
42-0 with 7:51 to go.
Watch this.
You
On your
guys
mark.
even thought
Watch
about
Bray
the start
just
of the
take
game
off.
tonight?
Go! And they're off. Ooh! No, he thought he was wide open on that play.
He was. Because nobody else moved.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh, ladies and gentlemen. It's sad in many ways because of all the illegal procedures they've
That's
had.
got to be 6 or 7 procedure penalties.
Oh my gosh!
6 of them.
You know, usually you see that lineman, he'll make that move, oops, kind of stop. But these guys are just boom.
Well, they're trying to
blown
get
out there.
they're trying to get a good start on it,
They're going for a record.
Yeah.
1st and 15 now. Beard back to pass over the middle, complete, and then just absolutely hammered. and loses the ball.
He never got the ball. I don't think you can call that complete.
No, that would be incomplete.
That would be incomplete.
He had a chance.
He hit him right on the run, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did, but you got to catch the ball.
No, I think the hit's what jarred it right there. Wham.
Nice pass, though, I'll tell you that. Put it right in there.
Incomplete makes it 2nd and 15.
I'm impressed with this second-string quarterback.
Bray in the motion passes a little bit off target as the intended receiver, which was number 15, Zach Jones. He falls down. Not much of a chance there. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long now. 3rd and 15 for the Wildcats.
I got to agree with you, Bob. This young kid, Beard, is looking pretty good. When Hudson leaves, they're not going to be missing too many steps there with this guy. He's getting some good quality experience tonight against the Phantoms defense.
Yeah, he's only a 10th grader, too.
Hudson's just a junior now. You have to understand.
Yes, that's why I said when he leaves.
Oh, and the ball goes right through the hands of Dominique Davis.
Dominic heard some footsteps, I think.
Was that the dude that had something to do with that?
The dude was saying, footsteps coming, footsteps coming. Center the ball.
There you see Daquan Romero on your screen and right in front of you, number 7. Taking a well-deserved rest as he's played a great game
These guys
tonight.
are happy, but they will laugh and enjoy this, but tomorrow they'll go to work.
Yes, they will. It's one thing about Phoebus and Hampton and Bethel and Kecoughtan. You know, no matter what happens on the night of the game, they're right back at work the next day. It's fundamentals and toughness.
Speezy Alley in to punt the ball away for the Wildcats. And does not get much of a kick as the ball goes out of bounds. This is going to be a short one. And right now, folks, nothing is working for Great Bridge. 18 yards on the punt. So the Phantoms take over 1st and 10 with the ball resting at their own 43-yard line. 7:30 to go here in the 4th quarter, out in front 42-0.
Minute and 31 seconds remaining in the game.
You're watching LSC as we bring you this game from Darling Stadium on November the 20th, 2009. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser, Bob Hintz, Brent Musgrove, and a great crew of cameramen and a camera woman who is keeping very warm today. She and I have the same problem. We get cold real quick. So she brought her heavy coat and she brought some hand warmers and foot warmers and everything else and offered them to me tonight. But, you know, I was a smart one up here tonight. I brought my coat. Mike, he just is wearing a short sleeve shirt over here. Bob and I got our jackets on. Bob's got a hat on.
And I'm zipped up.
And you are zipped up. I'm not. I'm just going casual tonight,
just to let you guys know, Oscar Smith has come back with a minute and a half to go to tie the game.
Tie the game?
To tie the game.
Oh, man.
So you got a Division 6 number 2 seed that's tied now. You have the Division 5 semifinal with the number 2 seed. They are tied with under a minute to go.
And over here you have the number 1 seed with a 42-0 lead with 7:30 to go in the game.
This is the only game out of the region right now that's really one-sided. I mean, Woodside only has a 3-point lead with a couple minutes to go.
Well, that was number 27. Who's that?
Quan Jennings. Hey, Coach Sexton is really giving some experience to some of these young kids who normally don't get the chance to play.
And a new quarterback also is number 10, Miles Givers.
This is a real big deal for them to play in a playoff like this.
Gain of about 9. We'll call it 2nd down, long 1 for the Phantoms. Givers hands the ball off again to the tailback. Nothing there as he goes down. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. That's Jaquan Jennings on the carry for the Phantoms. There's all kind of new clean uniforms out there, and there goes number 19, James Daniel. He is another backup quarterback, a 9th grader playing. He's a freshman. Coming off the field now, 83, who was in there for a play or two, Joey Castile. He's a senior. Givers again, this time pitches the ball to the tailback. Picks up a couple yards as he is brought down at the 45-yard line as he pitches to number 27, Daquan Jennings again. Gets enough for the first down as the Phantoms will continue with this drive.
I tell you, it'd be a lot for this young squad that's out there on the field right now to move that ball down inside the red zone, even if they didn't score. But to move it on a team like Great Bridge would give them some good confidence.
Well, it gives them good experience. And if you move the ball, you get some positives, and you go back to the next day in practice, and you're ready to go.
Yes, you are.
This one is handed off to the lead back, number 35. Diamond Moore. He's not much there as he gets to the 45, and that's it. So that's going to be no gain on the play.
That was
Second down.
just not much timing on that play. If you notice, it looked like it was going in slow motion. And then you got these guys that probably are playing with people that they don't normally play with. When they go in, there's always some of the starters are in there with them.
Number 80 comes in, Tracy Williams. He's in there for the first time, so he's getting some playing time.
And that's the important thing. That's where you develop the timing.
Handoff. Oh, now he's going to remember that hit.
Oh, welcome to
that's right. Welcome to the Peninsula District.
Now how about the regional?
Jonathan McMurrin, number 40, just blasted through the line. Watch this. He's untouched. Boom. Nails him.
And that's 40 on the stop that time. Jonathan McMurrin. Loss of 2 on the play, third down at 12. Coming in is number 83, and that is Joey Castile. Von Robinson, number 87, comes out, and we have a third down and 12. Who's next?
Who's next?
Well, we're not sure yet.
Who's next? Chaz Robinson on the left there with that young man holding the sign. Who's next? Well, we can let you know
they
shortly.
Moved early. They didn't throw the flag. I can't believe this. Number 27 on the carry, Jaquan Jennings on a draw up the middle, and he gets down to about the 37-yard line. Make it fourth down and 2, gain of about 10 on the play.
Go for it. Go for it.
Why not? 3:50 to go.
Seam, couple more yards at his first down. Folks, if you're enjoying this game and you'd like to see it again, you can watch it Sunday, November the 22nd at 4:30 p.m., Tuesday, November the 24th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and Thursday, November the 26th at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m.
And, folks, if you guys come out here and watch this game next week, you might have 2 Peninsula District teams playing for the Eastern Region Final again.
Well, even if it's not
Keeper
2, it's
right up
be
the middle.
1.
Givens inside, and look at him barrel his way all the way down near the 25-yard line.
It looked like he grew about 3 inches and just kept on going.
Well, Givers just took off, didn't he?
Credit that to the line, folks. The surge of that line got him through there. Watch this replay. It's kind of stopped right here. Now watch all of a sudden. Look at, there he was, right down. Knew who it was.
Looks
Push,
like a
and
scrum.
boom, took right off. Great surge by the line. That was fantastic.
Okay, everybody get together, and we're going to go down the field. Follow me.
Follow me.
That's about what it was like, though. Oh, that was marvelous.
There's a handoff again to number 27 as Jennings gets the ball down inside to 25 to about to 23. Pick up about 3 on the play. Make it 2 on the play as they put the ball at 24.
Kevin Davis, one of the assistant principals over at Phoebus High, happy there, congratulating some of the players.
You guys got your player of the game? You got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, fellas.
Pressure.
Put the pressure on you.
There's a lot of them.
You got that.
There's a lot of them.
Those are my picks.
Miles Givers hands off to number 27, Jaquan Jennings. Jennings is going to be dropped for a loss on the play.
Jennings with the ball that time.
Yeah, he'll lose a couple
of yards.
I could go with that one, too.
Yeah, we mentioned that at the beginning of the game on what he's done.
What do you think?
I don't have any problem. I can pick a whole bunch more.
Yeah, well, we've pretty much said, called all these guys' names out and how well they've done.
That one up there's got how many touchdowns?
Yeah, all in, yeah.
Yeah.
So third down and 10 now for the Phantoms as the clock continues to run as we're down to about 1:10 to go. There's a pitch to Jennings. Picks up outside and down he goes as he loses his
There's
footing.
a do again.
There's Well, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, lead really kind of jump-started this.
We talked about that with about 3 minutes to go, how it kind of looked like somebody just flipped a switch and then off they went. Well, what do you think? You want to go with these?
I go with that.
All right. Yeah. Offensive player of the game, my pick is Colby Goodwin with 3 scores in the first half, and he, after Tyree Lee flipped that switch, everybody went then.
Well, let's say it's our pick.
All right.
Our pick.
Okay. That's our pick.
And the other guy.
I already had him down. There you go.
The other guy's a defensive guy, and believe it or not, gentlemen, I spoke with Zach Williams before this game started. He was coming out of the bathroom downstairs, and we chatted for a minute or two, and he was just pumped for this game. And I said, well, I hope you play a great game. He said, we are. Well, Zach, you did. You are our defensive player of the game with the hits and plays you made today. But, ladies and gentlemen, as Bob was mentioning a minute ago, we could keep on going. I mean, Tyree Lee, just really did a super job in this game, turning things around. The other guy there that we had was Daquan Romero. Both sides of the ball.
Yep.
This kid has just been phenomenal tonight.
Well, here's one that we haven't done a lot of talking about the entire season.
Right.
That was Zach Williams, and he really came out tonight and showed his.
Well, you must have done something to fire him up because he was fired up. I don't know what you said to him.
Well, he was fired up down there, and he just came out and played a good game.
Well, folks, I think that's going to be the last play of the game.
That's it.
Oh, somebody calls timeout as the officials stop the clock. Why? We don't know. But 1 second to go.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen,
Great Bridge calls timeout.
Phoebus is going to walk out with another shutout against another highly touted team in another pressure-packed game on their way to what they hope will be a repeat of state championship in Division 5.
Well, they went 15-0 last year, folks, and they're already 12-0 this year. They're 1 second shy of being.
Yes. But you said it earlier. The road to the States comes through the peninsula.
As I guess Great Bridge wanted a chance to play one more down before their season comes to a screeching halt, as the Phantoms took care of business here tonight at Darling Stadium. And
Kevin Davis giving a big round of applause to his school's football team, and what a great job they've done again this year.
The 1 play to go, as we'll see what happens. They have 4 wideouts, and they've spread it out a little bit. They've got a wideout all the way down. And Bray, one of their mainstays, takes a handoff, runs around the right end to the far side of the field, and that's it, folks. We are done here at Darling Stadium. Final score, the Phoebus Phantoms 42 and the Wildcats from Great Bridge 0.
Well,
pretty good game, especially if you're a Phoebus Phantoms fan. I mean, we came here, we hoped that the Phantoms would win this game, and after about 7, 8 minutes of the first quarter, it's been all Phoebus.
Now, we thought for a while there that it had been a long time since Phoebus had been shut out there in the first quarter. And like we said earlier, they got jump-started. They took off. The adjustments were made to shut down the passing game. The defense played tight on the running game like they always do, and the offense took off.
And we talked about Tyree Lee and how he came in the third series of downs in the first quarter, and it just flipped the switch. The entire play of the Phoebus Phantoms just stepped up about 3 notches. I mean, it was all Phoebus after that, and they came out to start the third quarter the same way. Bang, 2 straight touchdowns within about 3 minutes of the third quarter, and that's pretty much all that happened the rest of the game, as the Phantoms just started making changes after changes, and they played a lot of people, especially in the fourth quarter. A lot of guys a lot of folks that don't get a chance to play had the opportunity to play a little bit tonight, and probably more than they played the entire season. But that was good to see. The Phantoms will host the Eastern Region Championship game right here next Friday night. day after Thanksgiving, too, by the way, and I hope everybody has hope that everybody has an outstanding Thanksgiving holiday next Thursday. And again, at this point, the opponent for the Phantoms, we don't know. Last word we had, under a couple of minutes to go in the game, the Crabbers had tied the score against Lake Taylor, and they were tied 7-7. And I understand it now is going into overtime. So there's a possibility, folks, that we might have a Phoebus-Hampton rematch here.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be great.
Well, what was the saying you said earlier? The state title goes through the Peninsula District. Well, that would pretty much be it. And congratulations to the Great Bridge Wildcats for an outstanding season. But they came up against the buzzsaw tonight because the Phoebus Phantoms took care of business here, taking care of this one 42-0. As
what did the sign say? This is our house.
This is our house. And right now it's their house. And kudos also to the grounds crew here, as Mr. Malloy and his folks here took care of business with this field, and it turned out to be in excellent shape for this time of the year, especially after that storm.
And I know I'm biased, but I always think that this field is probably the best field around, and the crew does a marvelous job every time there's a game out here. It's the best football venue around that I can think of.
So let's hope next week we'll see the Hampton Crabbers playing here, as they are in overtime right now over at Lake Taylor. Either way, the winner of that game between Lake Taylor and Hampton will come here to Darling Stadium next Friday night, as the Phantoms will play host in the Eastern Region Finals. That pretty much wraps it up here at Darling Stadium. What do you think?
I think that'll do it. Normally we'd say, well, join us for the next game, but you wouldn't hear this until tomorrow. So. But if you do, join us for the next game anyway. From Darling Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, this has been LSC, your local sports channel, bringing you regional play from Darling on November the 20th, 2009. I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser. Sign us off, Big Mike.
Good night, everyone. Final
Tonight's
score,
broadcast has been sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue. They've been serving Peninsula families since 1909. And by our newest sponsor, Coliseum Central. Coliseum Central is located right in the heart of Hampton Roads between Armstead Avenue and I-64. More than 700 friendly businesses wait to serve you in one compact and convenient location. Coliseum Central. Get centered.